Hi.
Hi, welcome to Dungeons & Dunderheads. We're a bunch of buffoons that are going to play D&D. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. We love you. Thank you for coming. With that, we'll go around the table real quick, have people introduce themselves. I'll give a recap, and it'll be a great time. Starting with not the man that's busy with work at the moment, so instead, nose goes. Sam.
I'm Sam, and Colby's already made me sad.
My superpower.
I'm playing Kex, the wannabe sad boy, knife-wielding, possibly vampire, maybe not, I don't know. Rogue, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I don't think you had one to begin with.
No, not really. He really threw me off with not getting my connecting.
Right before you clapped, I went like that with my hand.
Oh. Yeah, so that's why I said he already made me sad, because it literally threw off my whole rhythm.
Threw off my groove.
Yep.
Legit.
It's too late.
I'm just offering us to help you, but if you don't want it,
I don't.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm picking now.
Okay.
Colby, answer for your crimes.
Well, the other day, there was this one guy walking through an intersection. I might have Not that kind of crime.
Cameras are for our protection, Colby.
It was for legal reasons a joke. I have not clipped anybody in a car or truck.
That I can be linked to.
E-bike, another story.
I did shave and regrow my beard and make a trip to New York recently, but that was separate. I play Sail, the bard who likes water and boats.
Lizzie, save us.
Save us.
I don't think I can. I'm Lizzie. I'm playing. It feels weird to not make a joke. I'm playing Alyssa, who's a Tabaxi Artificer and a Rune Knight. I have 9 levels in Artificer, 3 in Rune Knight, and I can make myself big. I punch things with gauntlets. I am trying to help my friends who are somewhat sad. So.
I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Styx Rottenwing, the only solo class. Therefore, my spell slots are not my own.
Okay. Well, you have rented magic anyways, so.
I was considering stealing.
If anybody
sending.
says that, you're not getting any spells.
It's not my character anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold on.
I mean, yours isn't rented either.
What?
Styx has that character now.
What about my fighter magic?
Well, no. Styx's god's daughter had
How would that be borrowed?
Lolax
Giants?
for a short time,
Huh?
and
Giants?
then
That's
she was just like,
borrowed.
"Eh, fuck, I don't know.
Nobody's giving it to you in order for you to use. You learned it.
Actually, there's a big giant god, and he makes it so that I can do stuff. So.
Anam is a god. This is true. I didn't realize that's you had piety in Anam.
Oh yeah. What do I get for that?
So this is about to be a really big
this
thing
would
for
be
you, isn't it?
this would be the place for that.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, this is about to be a real big
You might
thing
have
for
a
listener.
spiritual awakening. Which, speaking of, last we left off, you guys somewhat put together a dragon. Niv Mizzet, who had been dipped into a caldera for a few days on end. You guys
Love it.
pulled out,
Twist.
made him into a giant monkey, had him carry your things around for you, and then fix your ship using the gemstones that were supposed to siphon and capture his own power. Because that ritual had happened beforehand, he was not as magically potent as he normally would be, and also did not have the spell for gate, which you guys assumed he had. That said, he did come up with the idea that if you cast enough magic and enough animate object spells on the ship, they technically count as a creature, and you can use plane shift on it at that point in time, which is exactly what you guys did. So after a little bit of rest and recuperation, You guys cast the requisite spells to teleport the band of kobolds riding Niv Mizzet back to Guild's Row. And then after that, with the help of the senior crew, namely Fizzlefang, on the Crimson Scourge, you guys then teleported that back to the Baric North Cragkeep, where you guys came to settle down and find yourselves there now, being greeted into a hero's feast. With that said, there's also you guys' little friend Saffron, who was resummoned, captured from the grip of death before she actually had to pass on and turn into a daffodil or some other plant forever, and was given a boon from Nether, the archfey dragon god of mischief.
Dragon Pixie.
Pseudo-dragon pixie go burr.
She will be taking the Find Familiar spell.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
So you said that she would have turned into a daffodil or something. Is that like in the lore that if like a fairy dies, they become like a plant?
Yes. Short answer is yes.
So if you cast Awakening on the right plant,
It would not
It
have
will-
memories of its past life.
So if you go to the Fae, you will find that some plant creatures already have their own personalities. And this is one of the ways that they adopt those personalities. While they don't have their former memories, they do have aspects of their former personalities.
Saffron just
Got it. That's pretty
flower,
cool.
Trying to pull pranks on other flowers.
You know, if I grow a few centimeters in that direction, I'm going to block their sunlight. It's going to be a real bad time for them.
Wow. That's
I've been
incredible.
setting up that prank for weeks and then they just get picked.
I hope you're allergic.
Wow. Incredible.
Truly, truly.
Riveting.
Ribbiting? That's a totally different thing in the Fae.
That's what Kenjar would have been reincarnated to.
Frog.
A slow ass frog.
Oh, frog. Frog.
Right, with that, you guys touch down outside of Cragkeep, this giant built icy fortress that is manned by ice giants, large creatures, and a plethora of smaller Goliath kin. You were brought in, hugged by Uncle V, and brought to the main hall where Jotun said hello to you and offered you to eat. We pick up there now with you guys standing on top of the long table, a spread of food out before you. There is plenty of things like blood sausage. There are full boars that have been left that people are just tearing from. Some type of avian thing. You're not quite sure what it might be, but it is massive and large. Built-in steps to the table themselves allows smaller folk to traverse it and start to pull some of these meals. Little saucers that would be for the giants, but full-size platters for you are left out with smaller types of food for you to pick from if you would like. And Jotun is, thank you very much for coming. If you could, grab a plate and take your fill, and when you are ready, you may speak with me.
Very generous.
It's time to celebrate, no?
What are we? Did we tell him about everything? We infoed him.
We haven't talked to him about anything. He just says, oh, you guys showed up. You might be able to fix our problems. Eat. And then we'll talk.
Less problems now than there were previously. Blackpaw seemed to go.
Oh,
Some in pillars of fire, some took to smoke, others, we're actually, if you could go, and he looks at one of the Goliath kin, he's like, if you could go check on the burn piles, make sure they're all put out by now.
the Black Paws have been just catching on fire intermittently.
Large blue flames.
Oh, lovely.
Fuck.
Okay.
Where's Niv Mizzet?
I do not. Who's
We
Niv Mizzet?
sent
Guild's Row.
visit back to Guild's
Oh,
Row.
we did send it back.
Yep.
Okay.
Check on him in a little bit.
All right, well, we will fill you in on what the blue fire is after we get some snackage in us.
All right, wonderful. As you say that, Styx and Sail, you guys do pick out. There are some other smaller folk in here, a bit more human-sized. Even some dwarves and things like that are here that are in black armor. They seem to have purple and gold heraldry on them. Possibly some Enduin forces that have made their way through to here.
Oh, there are Enduin here.
Are there any, is there any, like, writing around where that guy is sitting, Jotun?
He has a few runes that are on his throne.
What do they say?
They're runes of magic, runes of old magic, so they don't say anything in particular, but you know a few of them to be ice, longevity, and death.
Okay. It's kind of...
Man learns how to read and tries to read everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I woke up with special eyes. We're gonna be reading.
I'm gonna use my magic eyes.
Do they just look like foot soldiers, or like?
There are a few foot soldiers scattered out around here, but you do see one that seems like has a large, like, captain's pauldron.
Okay.
Have they been tracking us since we walked in? I mean, other than the fact that we're just new arrivals.
Go and make me an insight check if you'd like.
I actually brought my dice this time.
Hey.
Proud of you.
Absolute legend.
Insight?
Yeah.
It was a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a 7.
That was a 1 right off the fucking rip. Damn.
Damn.
Shit.
So 15.
15. They're definitely looking at you because it seems like there's a large to-do about you guys arriving, but less so that you don't get an inclination that they know per se who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna be like perusing the food pretty heavily, and when I walk past one of them, I'm just kind of like trying to pay attention to see if there's anything on the surface that's like, oh, I'm gonna keep an eye on you.
As you pass by, you do get that a couple times, but it seems less pointed and more just like these guys had a very large to-do when they came in.
Yep.
I wonder why.
Okay, got it.
Real quick, I do want to do 2 sendings. First one to Niv Mizzet. Basically, I don't even think I need to max out, but just ask him, where he ended up in Guildsrow, if he made it back to the city proper, and that we are currently in the Baric North.
Mm-hmm. All right. You send it out, and there's no response. The sending itself actually fails.
He's not on our plane.
Yeah.
Wait.
I just tried to reach out to Niv Mizzet, and it failed, which shouldn't happen if he's on our plane. So
Unless he's...
you can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the target's on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message didn't arrive.
That doesn't mean that's the only reason that it failed.
Either that or he...
What if he's in a place that can't be penetrated by magic? What if he's trying to hold up somewhere in the Azet?
There's a couple things, but none of them are good.
You could send to another person in Guild's Row and ask them if
What
they
about
actually
one of
showed
the
up.
kobolds?
Yes. You could send to one of the kobold crew.
Question. When I was doing the sending to Niv Mizzet, because he has changed, I was thinking of the most recent Niv Mizzet, not before Soulflame. Does that change anything?
Make me an Arcana check.
That's a different heart.
That is a 4.
You're not quite sure if it would change anything or not.
Has sending ever failed for me before?
I think this is the first time.
You could ask...
I was able to send to Lolax. He was a Soulflame sorcerer.
You could ask Asperia if Nimizit showed up.
Well, what if it's us, not him?
That too.
Okay.
It would be causing us to not be able to message.
Well, what is the physical properties of this blizzard?
It's probably just a blizzard. We're in the Baric North, aren't we?
And we just found out about Soul Flame Black Paws.
Soul Flame Black Paws, as in they're erupting in Soul Flame
No.
and dying, right?
I'm saying that that's weird. That might not be the only weird thing going on.
I don't believe they were Soul Flame when the last time was. The Soul Flame is a new edition of theirs.
That's a scary, scary thought.
So I am now very worried about Niv-Mizzet. Maybe we could try Fizzlefang if it is a Soul Flame him issue,
Fizzlefang's with him.
or one of the other crew we sent with him.
Well, it could be proximity to him as well. So I was.
What if we send it to somebody that we know, like maybe your mom or Tex's mom, or something like that?
That's why I'm saying
probably
Asperia. Asperia should know in general, because if Niv-Mizzet didn't show up, then that's probably something she should know, since she requested for us to send it.
She may be able to look into it further for us.
Okay. I will do. I was going to do it to somebody else, but I'll do sending to Asperia. Say that we sent Niv-Mizzet back to Guild's Row. He has a small contingency. Kobolds. We cannot contact him. Unsure if he made it there.
For a few moments, we will keep an eye out for him, but we have not seen him arrive. Don't know if that has to do with the ley lines being affected, or if that's just travel from... You guys went to the Shadowfell, correct?
Well, I can't respond, but
Right.
What if he...
I don't know. But we'll keep an eye out. Thank you.
What if he ended up on the other side of the pillar somehow? Like, instead of, for whatever reason, vamping to where I was supposed to send him, what if he just ended up on the opposite side and there's
he
something...
would still be on the material plane.
But what if there's something else going on there? Just, they were doing something on this side. I would say it's a pretty reasonable thing to assume that something was happening on the other side.
Well, I don't think we have much of a choice. We either go and try and fix it or we stay here, so.
We're already here. We did what we could. Unfortunately, we kind of just have to wait, I think, to hear. Because we wouldn't have any idea of where he went.
I'm gonna take the coin, flip it, and ask if Niv-Mizzet is on the material plane.
You flip it, and it comes down. Whoa.
So no.
Nope, he's not here.
I don't think there's anything that I can even put a bead on with the magic that I casted to know where he ended up, is there?
I don't know the magic that you have.
I casted plane shift through the amulet. I'm saying I and Kex probably would not understand if that is a thing, is if you can feel where they went or anything like that.
Oh, like that? No, but you felt successful.
Yeah. It felt...
You didn't feel any like awkward resonance through it. You felt like on your side of things, at the very least, it should have been fine.
It felt right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't think that you've messed anything up.
Okay. So it wouldn't... Okay.
Now we need to ask if he's alive or if that was a lot of effort for little reward.
I doubt he's dead.
That's possible.
It wouldn't be something that would die immediately, but it is possible.
In his crippled and
He's still stronger
weakened state.
Still stronger than any one of us.
Is he?
No,
Maybe.
I could kill him as a monkey.
Well,
That'd be as a monkey. You'd still go back to normal dad, but you know.
No, I mean like if I was a monkey, I could kill him. When we had him earlier, with not being able to move, half of his spells, like his more potent magic's not being available to him.
Did get a chance to rest though. So.
got some rest, but
It's something that we're just going to have to hope, I think. There's not much we can do in regards to it at the moment. Obviously, we have more issues here than we thought with the Soul Flame Black Paws.
if Lolax died so we could save Niv Mizzet for him to immediately be fucked up within 24 hours of us getting him, I'm going to be furious.
I don't blame you.
Can't say we didn't try, but I, again, don't think that... I think he's probably...
Do they not respond if they're unconscious? Like, is that what happened, do you think? Or...
Never had it happen before.
Did anybody...
Even when we were in the Shadowfell, I was able to contact Asperia without any weird...
I have a scary thought. I never used plane shift on Lolax, and we used Limbo to fuse.
You're saying he might be in the Astral Sea.
I'm saying he might be where that Limbo came from, which is not the Astral Sea. That's where
Pandemonium.
the slots.
That was Pandemonium, I believe.
I'm
if I
saying
remember right.
there's a chance that that spell interacted with that in a weird way.
Well, exiting the Shadowfell can have interesting repercussions as well. At least it did for me.
Oh, do you think you got time?
Didn't
messed up?
seem to do
don't
anything
know.
to us this time.
You
All I'm
think?
saying is that it's rather unpredictable, and
It's true.
I don't know if there's anything we can do.
I know it's not exactly your normal skill set, but do you think with the ley lines being messed up, trying to go across that barrier, that's more likely to have that kind of interference?
Is...
I
That's his title, at the very least.
I think that the ley lines haven't, as far as I'm aware, been that messed up. We stopped them from being.
The other ones are also being affected the same. That was just one pillar. The other three are being affected like that.
Yeah, I don't know how that would affect things. Obviously, like, we can assume that they're trying to change like some of the elements, but how many other pillars are there? There's like water.
Four.
Yeah. So which one of those would mess with dragon magic?
It's the... I think the ley lines being messed up affects the teleportation magic, not dragons specific.
The
Right,
crossing
I'll-
of planes.
What I'm saying though is like those pillars, they're like for example, like abjuration magic. Does that fall under the pillar of fire? Does that fall under the pillar of
I think the schools came after the elements.
exactly?
But they
So-
might be based on the elements.
Well, it wouldn't be dragon magic anyways. It would be whatever mine was.
Okay, but that being said, like if you change the color wheel, what happens?
But we showed up where we were supposed to.
Okay. Let's just go through some quick scenarios.
Okay.
When we teleported him, he could have poof, vanished, dead, gone. He could be on a different plane that isn't the material plane. So the Feywild, possibly Pandemonium, possibly the Astral Sea.
We know he's not on the material plane because you're a coin now.
Or
That is one of the scenarios.
I didn't include that when I was just speaking. So the Feywild, the Astral Sea, Pandemonium. I don't know what else there is.
was a lot.
There's a lot.
But I just had the thought. He said he definitely wasn't on the material plane.
Have you ever noticed when the coin sometimes does weird things where it'll you
yeah.
flip it and it doesn't flip, or it lands and it kind of shifts? It didn't do any of that.
Can you just give me like 5 minutes to think real quick?
Yes.
I'm gonna say as Alyssa, and then I'm gonna cast guidance on myself, flash of genius, and I'm going to roll for some arcana.
Sure.
I will. Would you like some noise suppressing music?
If you could just give me some white noise, I feel like that would really make it so much easier to focus.
Yoden just
Thaumaturgy.
I'm gorging myself on some blood sausage.
minor illusioning the crickets and
I
squirrels
think Kex could suck a golf ball through a hose.
that it sounded like.
We made it this far.
Sorry.
We made it this far without that joke ever being made.
I did not. When you said like sucking down some blood sausage, I think all of us had the exact same
what
image.
I said.
Well, maybe
So
that was.
gorge myself on blood sauce.
Okay, well,
Not
then-
sucking on anything, buddy.
You're also inspired.
Okay.
The image was in my head of him sucking down some sauce,
That might be a you thing.
like
think it's still a
hoovering the
D8.
links, and they're like all coming through.
Yep.
Okay.
Entirely too
3 plus 3, so that's 6 plus 5.
I'm gonna
from
draw it.
That, so 11 plus 14, so 25.
What specifically are you rolling for, though?
I'm trying to think about all the Arcana things that could be messed up and what happens if you change a color wheel and like maybe doing like a little bit of scribbling and basically trying to understand what might have happened or gone wrong.
But I think one of the worst case scenarios is that we succeeded. We sent him exactly where we wanted to. He was immediately ambushed by Enduin forces, abducted back to where we don't want him to be.
Yep.
So with the 25, is there anything that Alyssa might have been able to ascertain that Lizzie cannot?
Roll again at advantage, actually. For this specifically.
I was in a
positive
14.
juju.
It was plus 11 with all the extra stuff.
I was in a
Yep.
14.
Wait,
25 is not a fail by any means. I just want to see if you can get more success.
What'd you get?
I got a nat one.
All right, cool. We'll
wait,
take the
so
25. That's still plenty.
You got 6 from guidance and inspiration, and then 5 from your intelligence.
Yeah.
And then did you flash a
Oh,
genius?
wait.
You flash a genius.
I didn't add the Arcana.
The actual Arcana skill itself, that's just raw bonuses. That's crazy.
Nasty. Nasty. That's just bonuses before the
Okay, hold
skill
on.
itself, which is another 8, right?
Absolutely.
Should be another 8.
Absolutely obscene.
I think
I'm
my-
outlawing expertise in campaign 3.
no.
It would be a plus. It would be a plus 9, so I would have a plus 20, and then
34.
yeah. No, it would be more than that.
29. Because you added 5 for your intelligence already. Right?
No, that was Flash of Genius.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So an additional 9.
So
Yeah.
34.
So 34.
Yeah.
All right. 34 comes to you pretty quick.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute. Spell didn't work. Time dilation.
Yeah.
He's not anywhere yet.
That's what she was saying. Okay. All right. You were
I would like it to
on
be known.
Yeah. You figured it out before the roll. Okay.
So at the end of this 5 minutes, you see a whole bunch of like calculus and algebra and some graphs, and I'm like, not here yet. He's not anywhere actually.
Do you have an idea of
That's not the worst case scenario.
how long?
Weirdly enough.
It took me 7 years, so yeah, and I don't know if this is just a processing time, like a holding period, and he's gonna appear 20 years in the past, and or like how that will work. I've never tried to mess with the timeline before.
Oddly enough, this isn't really good or bad.
Well, it's just a delay,
Yeah.
which is better than him being ambushed and abducted.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, that's a little bit of a relief. That's not something we have to worry about yet.
So and Sail look at just the scrawl of math that you did in 5 minutes with that. Do you have any, was that like a calculation to figure out how long it was, or was that just the math crunches out its timey-wimey nonsense?
So after isolating the variables in the system and doing
Oh.
Kindly, with love and respect for the work you just did, no.
this is why I never do math in front of you.
It's beyond me, okay? That's your realm.
Hey, Kex. The thing that I gave you that was the teleporter for Okef. Can I see that real quick?
Sure.
I'm gonna cast Identify on it. I'm gonna ritual cast it.
You have
So it'll take, it'll take 11 minutes. Yep.
Okay. I was like, you've never had Identify before.
Yeah, I
That's
usually...
crazy.
I took some stuff for and then I'm gonna materialize the
Oh.
crow again.
Yeah, I don't
And,
think it's
like,
bad for anybody to have identify.
No, not really.
Everybody in the party should have it.
I've been the identify monkey.
Yep.
Well, but can you identify when it's been like messed with?
You can
Depends.
identify what it is and what magic effects are on it.
As long as it hasn't been modified by certain spells.
Oh, really?
Yes. You can fake a spell.
I didn't know that.
Learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use and how many changes it has. Charges.
Do you want me to be like spoon feeding you while you're doing this 10 minutes?
It
so you
says
get your
it
food
says
in?
you learn
Baby
whether
bourbon.
any spell are affecting
one.
the item. So that would include anything changing it.
So I'm not sure if this is an Andrew like homebrew, but there was a spell in like the list of all the spells that I could pick that was
Mistel's
basically
magic aura.
yeah, where it like basically would modify it, and there wasn't a way to instantly detect it.
So it hides
Yes.
spells that are affected to it, not modifies. So you can't make it act like a different spell.
Right, but you can hide that.
You can hide specific spells on it.
And
100%.
I know that it works for detect magic, but I don't know how identify would work.
It also works on identify
Yep.
Okay.
Detect magic, isn't it just kind of like you see if something is magical? You don't
in the
know what it
school
is.
of magic, but that's
Oh,
it.
okay.
And you can kind of get an idea of like the level of like, oh, this is very magical.
You can see the colors of magic and the opacity.
Yep. No, with
Colors of the
Mistel's
wind.
magic aura, it can be like, oh, my robes of the Archmagi. They're not magic at all. They're just common.
I've always looked at detect magic as like a thermal scan.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that's always the way I've thought about it in my head. It's like, oh yeah, that's yellow. Oh, that's white hot.
All right. Well, regardless, you have to identify on it. You take 11 minutes.
While he's casting.
Baby birding him this.
Yep.
It's going into my mouth and then falling out.
As you have to do your chant at the same time.
you're a bird.
Oh, you are.
Right, you're a bird. You can't chew.
Like when the Grinch gets fed fudge at the jubilation.
That's all you got.
So
That's a very specific visual.
It's a good one though.
you take a few moments, and this actually has. Let me double check the spell, but I think it's Word of Recall.
Figure out where the place is.
Does that tell you where it goes?
Nope, but it is something. It is a place that means something to the caster.
Send
That was probably. That's probably the chord seed.
if someone crushes it,
Or-
they're visible.
Or it sends us to the Cabal's hideout.
Yeah.
It is Word of Recall.
Cool.
Did we have a long rest last
Yes.
time?
We have.
Okay.
Yep. We
I'm
have.
gonna pass it back, and I'm gonna be like, "Word of recall. It is going to take whoever uses it to wherever Okef went." Oh yeah, it wasn't Okef. Sorry, it was
No, it was okay. The
Yeah, I think it was
the
okay.
other one wanted to use it and they died.
that is the
It would likely go
No.
back.
Okef was able to leave.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the one for what was her name? Otanya.
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 Yes.
We got eated by Mizzy.
Yeah.
That was the most
kinda-
disrespectful death of the whole campaign. It was just that one right
I
there.
kind of wanted to see what would happen if we did like speak with dead, but I don't know if like we can even do that in the Shadowfell.
The body would recognize
Yes.
us and be like, fuck you guys.
Maybe I don't know.
Speak with Dead would probably work exceptionally well in the Shadowfell.
I'd be worried about using it on an entity like that in the Shadowfell is all.
Like, oh, I'm back now.
Yeah, kind of. Like we don't maybe not grasp entirely, the whole immortal thing.
We could have tied her to one of us like a backpack and then transferred here, and then it would have
I'm really happy we didn't do that.
It's a great AJ song about
Her ass is ass.
wearing a
now.
body like a backpack.
I have a question, but it's more of like a research question that Alyssa would be trying to figure out.
Sure.
So in the Shadowfell, like healing magics didn't work that great. The other pillars, are they also going to be in the Shadowfell? Or are they going to be like in a different?
So this isn't even a research question. This was actually told to you specifically already.
Okay.
There are corresponding pillars that go through the Fey, Material, and Shadowfell.
They like link everything together.
Okay.
What they've done is that the Fey and Material side are linked together, and the Shadowfell was not. What they are attempting to do is link the Shadowfell to the Material plane and link it better.
So in the Feywild portions of like these pillars, what type of magic is amplified or dampened?
Roll me an Arcana check.
That's a good question.
Can I just roll over that 34?
No, you may not.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay, I'm gonna
Necromantic.
cast guidance on myself.
Necromancy was buffed. Healing magic was
I think
there.
we saw, or at least Styx did.
So
that
evocation
Necromancy was a little stronger.
Maybe conjure.
16 plus 9, so 25.
25.
Way in the city, there was just a lot of.
And there's no advantage, right?
On this one, no.
Okay,
What'd you roll?
25.
Did you add your D4?
I did. I got a 1.
So you take a moment and you think about it and try to think that they're trying to change things, but they're all three of these planes are mirror images in some way of each other, right? So illusion, you think it's probably amplified, or at least changed in the same way that in the Shadowfell your guys' illusion magics were changed.
I have a question that seems dumb, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. For the material plane, what magics are amplified or dampened?
I think it's the neutral plane. So
It was neutral.
Okay. So does that
And-
mean that it's like in between two of them then?
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
As a pH of 7, exactly.
That being said, enchantment magic is amplified
my pool is clean.
in the Feywild as well.
So illusion and enchantment.
Illusion is changed, not amplified. I chose my words wrong, which is why I corrected myself afterwards.
Okay.
But
Enchantment's it.
enchantment is definitely amplified.
Interesting.
So hear me out. If we go to the Feywild and buff ourselves,
It's something that might be on the table eventually after we go visit Sail's home, I imagine.
Enchantment as in Sail type of enchantment, not
Not enchanting items.
We're not going to go find the enchantment table in
Yeah,
the
we,
Feywild
can't, we, don't
and make
go,
a.
we don't go to the Feywild, make our items there, and there's
well, hold on. If artificers were there, does that mean like the magic that they create when it's there is more strong, or just in general the item is more powerful?
there's a school of magic called enchantment,
Yeah.
which is different than enchanting items.
Okay.
Like
And
suggestion.
that school of magic can't be used on or in created items.
I suppose it could if you had like Glyph of Warding. You could definitely put those spells into it.
If you enchanted,
Would it be like Fey touched or Shadow touched as like?
That's exactly, yeah.
Okay.
would enchanting an item with suggestion in the Feywild make the enchantment stronger?
Permanently.
If used in the Feywild, possibly.
Okay.
If taken out of the Feywild for a limited time.
kind of like the Astral Sea stuff.
Okay.
Also, are the kind of enchantments she's asking about, like weapon enhancements and that kind of stuff, would they be stronger on Mechanicus? The plane of order? Is that where you go to buff that?
Yes, it is. I believe it is Mechanicus. And I will not answer that question.
Okay.
Real quick. While we're eating after identify, I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Yep, got it.
Already caught it. And
Caught it.
sorry.
bird.
Before you threw it.
I wanna go to Jotun and ask him because he's very ancient, right? Like, if I had
Very
an
much
idea,
so.
how old would he be?
Many
Roll me a history check.
Can I take a core sample?
older than
As I was saying about
He's married. I don't think, you know.
as I was saying about the Feywild, though, I imagine with some way along the journey of fixing your patron's brother, that is going to be somewhere that we're going to end up.
Oh,
It's 15.
we're definitely gonna end up there eventually.
Also, isn't there a whole thing with the Feywild? Like, you can't go if you're not Fey.
No, you can go if you're not Fey. It's
Might
just
not be welcome.
you're more likely to run into issues.
So there's two of us that will probably not be very welcome
Which, yeah.
Nah, you guys are with
at
me.
bare minimum.
It'll be fine. You guys are with me.
Does Fey racism exist?
I feel if it's a reflection of this world, yes.
Okay, Kegs, you're
we-
staying home.
We both pick a buddy. and we
No, we're staying home.
You can stay home. I want to go. That sounds interesting.
Sounds like a great time.
No sipping
Oh, you're gonna have to keep me on a leash then.
Lord Jotun.
15, by the way.
Everybody eating.
On how old he is? You guys met the runesmith?
Yeah.
And she was second age.
No, she was
Before recorded time.
Yeah, she was pre first age.
Yeah.
He
Yes, I
looks
remember.
worse than her.
Older than her.
Yep.
I want to.
She was still a giant. This man is a titan.
Excellent. Okay.
Yep.
For not Sayul, but Colby stepping back out a little bit. Does he look a lot like worse in the 500 years?
Yes, these 500 years have aged him considerably.
Okay.
Give me an idea. Like, did he look like a 50-year-old man 500 years ago, and now he looks 80?
He looked late 40s,
Okay,
and now he's looking early 60s.
white beard almost.
His beard has gotten white. So I'll paint you a picture of Jotun. As you approach him, you can feel the air get colder as you approach. It begins to almost smell like ionized thunderclouds. Looking at him, his skin is not the same kind of ice blue as the rest of his kin. There's almost a darker tone to it. His hair is like dark storm clouds. It comes down in a big, bushy beard. Part of it has been braided down, and you can see bones that have been interlaced through it with scrimshaw. Written throughout it, smaller runes. They seem to be testaments of time. Events that have happened, in which each new event, a new
Like a memento.
memento has been placed. As he moves, almost like static electricity, you see goes through the beard itself.
How many are there approximately, just for my own curiosity, of these mementos that he's using for passages?
Roughly about 50.
Okay. I was thinking maybe 15.
And they're also just not just in his beard.
Yeah.
He has his hair slicked back and braided down, and you can see
That's the one.
nodules that are coming back through. Yeah. He's also a giant. And these seem to be not giant-sized bones.
Got it. Still.
His face looks craggy and pitted and marked. He has an eye patch on his left eye as he looks down at you.
Does he walk up with us? Okay.
And V's demeanor is very much changed as we are now approaching Jotun itself. It's much more reverent, respectful,
Okay, I was
not scared.
Is he sheepish, or is he like on your best behavior?
The runesmith that you guys had met still looked fairly young. If had injuries, sure, but her skin did not seem pocked and marked like this man's does. He looks as if he has aged with the mountains around you themselves.
All that demon magic give him the lead paint stare. You know what I mean?
Oh, is this the one?
No, that was Pride. This is Jotun.
No, I knew
Pride
this.
is none.
I knew this wasn't Pride,
Jotun helped us against Pride.
but I was like, oh, is this the one that got a little fucked up?
He didn't get fucked.
So, you approach, he kind of leans down in his chair. Hello.
Announcing the broken wings.
Well met. Thank you all for coming. I've heard about you from your uncle.
Thank you for welcoming us in and keeping me well entertained.
He smiles, says, well, he has earned his keep amongst other people here. Time and time again. What can I do for you?
We come bearing quite a bit of news. I think a companion of mine had a question for you. Look at Sticks.
My question can come after, as it probably has to do with our explanation of things.
I'm gonna whisper to say over.
Some of the news regards some of those in attendance. And I would not wish to be disrespectful to other guests in your hall or yourself.
I understand. Grim Nora, if you could, please.
Grim Nora?
Grim Nora. He says over to his wife that is sitting next to him.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That,
she's
and
the,
I just thought of Gregnold.
oh yeah, I forgot she was
Reginald.
there, and she's supposed to be the seer.
Good. Please, keep our guests entertained while I see to this. She'll nod, kind of pat him on the hand. She'll whisper into his ear something. Even you, with such a passive perception, cannot hear this. As he nods.
What's her? Can we get a description of her real quick? Or will
Sure.
it come later.
You get the idea that they have seen life together throughout the eons and ages.
She's his age.
She is his age.
Yep.
Okay.
If not smaller, she's a true frost giant in the sense that she does not share some of those more storm-like traits that he does. Though she kind of looks over you all, she has milky white eyes, this kind of pallid blue skin, and white hair that has been pulled all the way back into a ponytail that is ribbed with multiple mementos herself.
Does she have a similar kind of aesthetic to the rooms? And it's just not blind.
She's blind too.
Doesn't seem like it.
These giants really have bad eyesight.
It's their boomers, Lizzie.
They're related to Cyclops, of course they do. Not the same aesthetic. The runesmith was light and airy. This woman is very much covered in leathers, furs, and as she stands, she is much more crooked over than the runesmith was. The runesmith still stood tall.
Potentially a little more red. Interesting.
Before we head over, can I send my familiar up to perch on one of the I'm assuming chandeliers that would be in one of the halls?
The rafters.
I was like, rafters, sure. Chandeliers, not so much here.
Cool, rafters.
There's not like just a mammoth skull hanging with like candles
Actually,
on
I
it.
was about to get there. They have large torches and things like that up above, but if you're thinking like a crystalline chandelier, which most people do when you say that, no. Scrimshaw decorates this place through and through. There are, you'd see even depictions of like large wildcats that have been held up above you in stasis. Whether or not they are in some of them are in never melting ice, having been stuck that way for you do not know how long. There are these kind of almost will-o-wisp-esque lights that kind of dance around the room themselves, giving a blue light to match almost every torch.
Weirdly, a kind of a live place, despite it being so frozen. Interesting.
So if you'd like for your bird to rest on like a mammoth tusk or something like that, you 100% can.
Yeah. So I'm gonna whisper to him. I named him, by the way.
I was gonna ask.
So I'm gonna whisper. His name is Azazel, or Azzy for short. So I'm gonna be like, Azzy, chill up there. And then
It's an angel.
Yeah. Oh.
I have Belial and Azazel.
Yep.
Somebody plays the Binding of Isaac.
Chelsea's been watching those.
That was a good show.
It was a good show.
It was a good show.
I'm doing that just to see if like the demeanor, like when we leave, I want to check and see if the demeanor of the
Enderman change.
Enduin, yes,
Well,
I
changed.
figured as much.
Funny enough, you want somebody to actually keep an eye on the whole place.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, you do you.
I'm just saying I could through your bird.
What?
Oh, with Mind Link?
Well, that's a really interesting idea. If you can link minds with a familiar.
I have a new
Can too.
I have a
Yeah,
new
that's
thing
spell.
that I can do.
I was thinking about taking beast sense because it's a ritual, so I could.
Would you like the above table actual thing that
Oh,
I can do,
beast.
Jeremy?
Yes,
I'm pulling
Okay.
that. Never mind.
Give me 1 second.
I mean, I
because
think
I can look through
do it
the
anyway,
eyes of my
Saffron.
familiar within 100 feet.
So here is what I can now do? I can touch a willing humanoid. Oh, never mind. Well, human that doesn't work familiar. But anyways, I can touch a willing humanoid and perceive through its senses until the end of my next turn, or I can keep using an action to continue to do it. As long as the creature is on the same plane of existence, I am blinded and deafened by my surroundings, but I can basically see, hear, and look through another humanoid's eyes as long as they are willing to allow me.
No, okay.
So, never mind though. It has to be humanoid, which bird, I don't think humanoid.
Definitely not.
Hey. Yeah. Want to keep an eye out here?
I just want to know what you want me to do. I like, you guys are talking with the Enduin guys. I can go play some pranks, go find some tents, maybe.
All right, as long as you're sneaky and careful, and
Don't do anything in the hall.
I'm not talking to you.
don't do anything inside where Jotun could possibly get upset. Do not. There's an important. You can play pranks. Do not disrespect his guests. So harm them, steal their stuff. That'd be disrespectful. But putting something stinky in their shoes, telling me where all their cool magic items are, telling me if there's anybody scary they have around.
Okay. I can work with this. I can. A true artist is shown when you give them limitations.
Yeah. Put floor spice in their food,
Floor spice?
Yeah, floor space.
From our floor to your table. What do you think
Exactly.
What do you think the Pride's Call was all about?
That's
So happy.
we give you the floor spice meat all the time.
It's a good thing that, never mind.
We figured you'd like the earthy tones more.
I was about to say I'm so happy that you're back, but tell me what you've been doing to my food more, then that might change.
Well, I haven't. I've just been watching. Anyways, have a good time.
She's lying.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna roll insight. I'm rolling insight on Sail. I don't care on this. You can continue with this, but I need
That's
to.
fine. Sail, you can roll deception or persuasion. Do not tell us which.
You're not beating it.
What is it?
It's a natural 20 plus 14 because I'm not.
So there's literally no way.
Am I just hard to read or can I tell him?
Here's the thing, Colby.
Yeah.
It's how much?
34.
It's not impossible, but I'm not going to try.
I was about to say, you can expend whatever resources you want to spend on this to do it.
It's not impossible, but I'm not going to do it.
I would say with a 34, you can tell him what he believes.
Okay. Yeah, I take my responsibility as the cook very seriously. You, in fact, would have noticed that I have a whole preparation cleanliness approach to make sure that no floor spice goes in our food.
Sail, you gave me wine made out of you.
Yeah, and I don't have floor spice in me.
It's only because Saffron's the one that said it.
You hear that giggle?
Do I hear that giggle?
Yes.
Yes.
How would you take anything she says at face value?
Because I respect her.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna look over to the direction I think she is. By the way, you never did we go over?
You have a lot of issues with a lot of things that fly other than you.
I think he just wants to be the only one.
No, Saffron has a special place in my heart. At the very bottom,
It hasn't
in the pit.
just been Saffron.
Oh, Kendra. Okay,
It also hasn't just been Kenjar.
Which one?
So
The giant owls, you had some issues with as well.
No, they were cool. What are you talking about? We could go back. I thought they were super cool.
They were super cool. They were.
I tried to speak with them.
Yes.
What do you mean I had a problem with them?
Okay. Let's.
I just want to clarify something because I was looking at D&D Beyond.
Sure.
We are using the legacy version of Healing Word and that kind of stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
the legacy. Okay.
Yep.
It doubles the dice you get to use for your healing spells, so it doesn't feel like a fucking waste every time you cast.
Healing word at first level is kind of like a nothing.
It's to pick people back up.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm around, because I have like mass cure wounds and prayer of healing. So
Ask your friends.
Next campaign. I've looked over the 2024 rules quite a bit. And next campaign, once all the weird ley line shit has happened, since it's already happening, this is when we'll transfer the new rules.
I have not looked.
We're gonna fully transfer.
at least spells. Sounds like
we'll talk about it as a group
Okay.
and see what we want to do. But
I have
it's
not-
definitely on the table.
I've not looked at a single 2024 thing.
I started
other than
reading
what you
through
guys
it, but
have
I was
talked
like-
about or memes.
Spicy.
I started reading through it, but then I was like, I'm gonna pollute my brain with like rules that we're not following, so I should just.
I've been reading so much.
So
Kex learns how to read. All of a sudden, he's reading so much.
He's actually the next most intelligent person in the group.
I'm pretty sure my intelligence is higher than yours, actually.
Mine's 20.
2019.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But yours did yours just go up to 20?
No.
Oh.
When I had Flash of Genius.
Stop trying to flex your rented intelligence.
yeah, yours is an item.
My non-rented is still higher than everybody else's but Lizzie's.
Yeah.
That's
Man,
me
sounds like
trying
you
to
should be
compare-
sharing that with somebody else then.
What?
You know who'd be better at rolling religion if he had a
Back.
I do think it's funny that religion is intelligent.
It's something I just completely do not agree with foundationally for D&D.
It's book learning.
I understand why it's
Yeah.
intelligence, but it just there should be different things for
Yeah, but why
classes.
does everything that...
Anyways, yeah. Let's get on to our conversation with you.
You see Jotun's just staring at you all. Right, well, you've
Sorry.
sent out your spies, you've done everything you need to.
Spies is a strong word.
I'm playing joke.
Okay. Sorry.
Is funny.
We just got back from a horrifying place. Joke is a new.
A joke is when something is said to be funny. You feel it burble in stomach and then you you let it out. Yes,
Jotun.
it's good time. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock knock.
Want to hear?
I've already ruined this joke. Oh no.
You want to hear about the Shadowfell?
We should probably speak about that, yes. Please, follow me. As he will usher you guys through a hallway. Going through this hallway, it is massive. It reminds you quite a bit of Cloud's Keep in your time there, except a lot less retrofitting has been done. They've done some accessibility things to allow
Smalls.
small folk to like climb stairs, even elevators, lifts, things like that. But there is still
This is still very much a giant's home.
Yes. And as you go through, he opens up a very large door. This door does not have the accessibility features behind it. It is a large iron wrought door. As he goes to push it open, you see he takes out a key. You hear a very large tumbler as he picks up the door and you see a very large room, bed covered in furs, some small like armoires, small relative to him. As he enters through and ushers you guys in, he goes, these are my personal quarters.
Thank you for being
We normally do business in the hall, as it were, but I understand. He then puts the drop bar down as well as the deadbolt through.
Have you been? Sorry.
If you'd like to speak eye to eye, so my neck is not cricked, and he will usher down a hand. He goes, I do not mean to be rude, but I generally do not keep smaller company.
But whatever is best for you, this is your home.
Walk on his hand.
He will pick you up and set you on the top of an armoire, so you are face to face now.
Can we all go with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard about the recent inaccessibility of the Raven Queen to her followers?
I've heard of it in passing. Yes.
Leon Anduin is attempting to usurp her seat and divinity in the Shadowfell.
Not attempting anymore, seemingly. It is,
Largely
for the
successful.
most part, done. She is nothing more than a torture pit that he keeps around.
The Nagpa that she cursed and cast out, however long ago that was, you would know better than we, have been helping him. They are responsible for the Soul Flame, the Blue Flame. They were. Do you know who Niv Mizzet is?
Yes, the dragon from out of town.
Yes. They had him bound and chained in Stygian iron on the Shadowfell side of the Pillar of Earth, and were dunking him into a volcano, to a pillar of fire, to use him as a blood sacrifice to weaken and eventually destroy the pillar.
And we know that this is also happening at the Earth Pillar with some type of entity as well.
I think a cousin of Zube, or one of the elder elementals.
I imagine something connected more to the Earth would be a little bit more of your jurisdiction.
But
I am not connected to Earth, but I know those that are.
It will be a place that we likely need to go at some point to port this.
I believe the Nagpa may have something to do with the Black Paw, especially if they are beginning to spontaneously erupt into Soul Flame, which the Nagpa have been tinkering with for a very long time now.
We know that
It was not just the Black Paw. It was all fire here for a brief time.
Oh boy.
Ooh, how long ago?
Would have been, I don't know, day? 2 days ago?
Would that?
What day is it?
It is. How do you guys follow Dwarven calendar?
I can
Right.
convert it.
It is. I'm actually doing mental math now to figure out what day it is.
Give me a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
Been a lot's been going on. It's about a couple weeks' time.
Yeah.
Well,
Do we know?
dilation.
We have. Yeah.
Just trying to time from when we went into so.
That's what I was rolling for yesterday. It was not, or last session was not if you guys
Succeeded.
physically got to where you're supposed to go. It was how much was the time dilation.
Yes, because we didn't think about that yet.
Oh, we didn't have a way to really deal with it, I think.
About to find out. We know what day we got kicked out of Guild's Row, essentially, right? Okay. How much time is this?
It's
To us, it's only been a few.
He's about to tell us.
the 30th of the Weeping.
How long would that be from when we were booted?
You guys are actually not too far off
Couple days.
when you were, you guys are, I think it was, you're 3 days ahead of schedule.
Okay.
So you guys lost 3 days on the material plane.
Okay.
So
Not too bad.
it's entirely possible that the Blue Flame was us. They were using Niv Mizzet to attempt to create a Soul Flame Phoenix.
Ash Phoenix.
And that, I believe, you said, Alyssa, that would have turned all flame on the material plane to Soul Flame?
Yeah, so.
What
Okay.
almost happened.
How much do you know about finite fields? And I'm going to pull out my,
No,
arcane scrawlings.
no, that's
And-
a bit beyond the scope of the scope of work. Does he have a monocle? A small person's monocle?
It has
He actually has glasses. You'll
It-
put on glasses.
it has notations in giant and runic giant.
Okay, this tells me of the fact that there is time issues between here and where you were.
Yes.
Yes. I was referring to the check that I did in the Shadowfell when I was trying to figure out what would have happened with the Phoenix and all that. And how
Yeah,
I
not
how
the
I would
time
have
that was-
derived the fact that the Phoenix was going to consume all fire magic and all that.
That shit almost happened.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you interrupt this ritual.
Yes.
Yes.
We had to
Well, kind of.
go through some effort to bring Niv-Mizzet back. He can now breathe Soul Flame, but he is greatly weakened, and he is currently outside of time because he is also experiencing the time dilation from being sent to Guild's Row from there.
Long story short, they took Niv-Mizzet to take his magic and pump it into the egg for the Ash Phoenix. We had to reverse it.
Right. So. Well, that would yes.
This was Matron O'Kef and
Tanya.
Otanya who were there at that pillar.
Tanya is dead.
We believe Cabus to be at the Pillar of Earth.
So, let me see if I understand this correctly. There's a lot of new terms that have been thrown out. I still do not quite understand what the soul flame is, but I can assume that was the blue fire.
It is fire that burns out the innate magic that is within somebody.
Okay.
It is magic-consuming flame. It prevents resurrection magic.
It will amplify any magic being used at the cost of your own self. Kex is very depressed about saying that.
It converts constitution into potential.
Very succinct. I like that.
She is the technical expert.
I will be asking you questions from now on then. So, blue flame, soul flame, constitution to potential.
Yes.
And they were at the Pillar of Fire
Yes.
on the Shadowfell side,
On the Shadowfell side.
and they were doing a ritual which affected the material plane.
Yes, and they were using, I believe, anchors to accomplish that. This is Lizzie, not.
Yeah.
It was anchors.
Yep.
Okay,
All
so
anchors.
I'm gonna draw a diagram of the 3 layers of pillar. So it starts with Shadowfell, I think. Then it goes to neutral territory, which is the material, and then the Feywild. And you can see that the pillars go through all 3 of these layers. We were on the Shadowfell layer, and it was anchored to the material. From the material, it might have been anchored elsewhere.
It is anchored on the Fey side. I was around for it. I do not understand it. I was not a part of it. But as you say, Zube and his brethren.
They are attempting to collapse them.
The understanding is that they are trying to do the same with the Feywild and the material plane, but do it better.
They want to recreate what was done on the Feywild side using the Shadowfell, and the repercussions of that are all fire magic and related schools, I suppose, would be transformed into.
Cascade. It
And
will cascade down and act as if it were that, which
Yes.
we had a ripple of, but you stopped it before it took hold.
and with the fact
At
that the
great cost.
Shadowfell is now somebody else's domain who is angry and spiteful.
At least partially.
Have you stopped them from being able to reattempt this at any time?
We
Other than killing one of the Nagpa.
we're gonna keep killing them.
We also removed and destroyed pieces of the apparatus that were used at the pillar. So we have some of the gems that probably contain pieces of Ms. Mivzit's constitution, since they were drawing from that. One of those pieces also got destroyed through a shatter. So,
I understand.
They were ripping holes in the sky of the Shadowfell and allowing swarms of Nightwalkers into the plane.
Nightwalker is.
We've not seen those since the first stage.
Oh, lovely.
Unfortunately, on your end, the Nagpas, the Cabal, have access to a Black Paw now. personally.
A soul flame sorcerer, Black Paw, by name of Bastion.
I don't know if we know that they have soul flame.
We don't know if he has soul flame.
He might have not survived the soul flame feedback loop.
Some of them did, I'll be honest with you.
Damn. Well, not damn.
They were, well, we are celebrating because many of them just seemed to go up and fight flame. And it gave the Endwin out there an opportunity to push and get into our walls and into safety so they can help us hold it. The towns north of here are doing very poorly. They're doing their best. They are sending resources from Stormcrest over to Serpent Strait whenever they can.
And the Enduin Empire being here is why we are back in this room having this conversation. Because it is Leon who is heading all of this on the side of the Shadowfell, and his wife is still alive.
Are you aware of the slaying of Aurelia at the hand of Eldacon and Enduin?
Yes, there were Boros detachments in the northern cities at the same time, and they fell into their own smaller schisms about it.
She was a lich known as a Hierophant?
Hierarch.
Hierarch.
And she is Leon Enduin's wife. He has transcended time.
I believe him to be some form of a demigod or attempting to ascend to godhood over Ravenfield.
And we know his next target. He is already after it, which is Ford.
So, we are bringing dark tidings, and we felt it best to talk in private for that reason. However, we do need to request some help in any form that you can give. I think we need to find out if there's anything else going on at these other pillars and try to prevent more damage from happening. I think it sounds like you're familiar enough to know what happens when people start messing with these magics.
It's nothing good. That's why we have the Guardians are mobile. That was the point. They should be strong, capable of themselves, and be able to move so they cannot be pinned down. Once the magic was wrought, we did not want them to be captured again. If you're telling me that they had an Ashen Phoenix,
They were creating one.
They were making
then we need to know where is the original Phoenix.
do not know.
It
Because
wasn't.
there's only one.
It was an egg, if that makes a difference.
It wasn't.
I do not know of it well enough personally, but I can speak with my wife and have a council adjourned. But that may take some time. The lands are full of strife, not just here, but other places as well.
We also do not know how far down the chain this goes with the Enduin Empire, who is aware of the goals if
The forces we have here fight in Cord's name.
but we are not necessarily on the Empire's good side.
We may have had some hand in killing the vessel of Eldaconin and Viltro a week or two ago. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. And we were technically exiled from Guild's Row so that they were not legally forced to extradite us to the end.
I also do not have such treaty with them. And if they wish to provoke violence within my home, they will be put down.
That is not information I wished you to be surprised by.
We merely are
I
just trying
appreciate
to
it.
make you aware of as many things as we can because of whatever could be troublesome.
The home I was born in, the home I was raised in, is Priest Cliff. I intend to ride out to ensure it is still standing and see my father. If you have any who seek to go that way, or who would like to help us as we sweep north, we will be fighting the Black Paws. I suspect that the Black Paw Scourge may be somewhat manufactured to give open arms and welcomes to Anduin forces as they begin to assert control in this area.
I think the question that we have is, you guys aren't fighting as much now as of a couple days ago.
No.
Yes, they all got, or a large portion.
We have a bit of breathing room. We have sent people south in an attempt to link up with the dwarves that are still within Ernmaz and see if they may send some supplies
Yes.
for those up north. We understand that this is not of our control, but the winter is coming and it's very harsh.
Yes.
Blizzards are blowing in from the north much more harshly than they normally do. It should have been their time to harvest, but the ground has turned frozen and they can no longer supply for themselves.
I suspect with the pillars going, the weather will be in quite a bit of disarray.
Do you know where the Earth Pillar is?
I do not.
Do you know where any of them
I do not.
I
can get in contact with people that know of maybe the Terrans.
I'm worried that if the proximity of one of the pillars is somewhat near this area, that could be a cause.
I do not understand how that would cause cold.
Water pillar?
Possibly.
But I do have essentially we have the ability to teleport to the Pillar of Water, but I do not believe it would take our ship with us, so we have not yet used that. But the other two, we will have more difficulty locating.
The Earth,
And air.
the air we know nothing about so far. The Earth we know is going through whatever was going through the fire. Something similar. There were prisoners from Guild's Row taken there. We can only assume that something of the same intent is being done there now.
Are you aware of Stygian iron and its uses and functions?
I know of it vaguely from the first age.
We have a resident expert.
Second, sorry.
They have been manufacturing it en masse.
You or
No, then.
I have the ability to create some as needed. I have a project that is underway
why would you do that?
because of the properties of it and the type of enemy that we're facing.
It is evil.
It is also very anti-magic and very absorbing of that. And there are ways that you can create it that are less cruel than the way that they are. And that way it's serving as a tool, but I'm certainly not happy to be working with it. If that's any consolation.
Those killed with those tools.
That effect is because Soul Flame is required to create stuff.
Child, do not.
I haven't done much with it. However, there are schematics that I have for items, and I don't intend on producing anything besides for myself and really not anyone else.
Spoke of gloves that can catch spells from the air.
That will leave a dark mark on your soul.
I have a priest.
The blood she has used has never been taken from a living subject.
We bought it fair and square from the Syndicate Guild.
We're not changing his mind, and I think that he's right.
Well, regardless, you should know about its properties, and you don't need to know more about the manufacturing process. So its properties, heavily anti-magic, cold to the touch. We had it preventing regeneration for people that had fragments of it embedded in themselves at one point. Or at least that's what I've been told. And that is also why those captured in Guild's Row that were mentioned going to the Earth Pillar were highly magical people, and why Niv Mizzet was chosen, because it requires a lot of that constitution and magical potency. And it is not a thing that should be taken lightly in any way. Both as a means to an end, but also as a thing to prepare your defenses against.
I understand. Thank you for the warning. May I give you one return?
Please.
I remember when sticky iron was first wrought. I do not understand how it is made, but I understand the scars that it leaves. If you won't think that your faith now is strong, you've never met the Enduin at their peak. They would slaughter entire companies of their own to produce it.
They began harvesting sorcerers from Guild's Road to produce it instead.
You may become more potent from a sorcerer than from common folk. But I tell you, this is a dark thing you play with.
I don't really see myself as playing with it.
I think we should heed his warning. We have, we've ignored plenty, and I think that has brought nothing but death and destruction. So,
You two already lost somebody to it.
yes.
And I think that is why the warning should be taken very seriously. I am not going to tell you what to do, but I think, speaking from somebody who was there during its creation, is just something to be heeded very strongly.
I appreciate all of the warnings, and I also have seen and experienced how it's made. And I know the schematics that they have and the plans that they're making. And you should also be aware of the fact that the anchors are made with this.
Doesn't mean we need to use it.
They're collapsing the spaces between planes.
I understand that from what you referenced before, and that makes sense. And I wonder about the original ones that we placed between the Fae and the material, and what alternative there may be.
Then we can take a look into.
If you find an alternative, please do reach out. Like I said, I don't really like this, and I don't see another option at the moment, and I intend on destroying what I create.
I have a stipulation to put. While you are here, in my walls, you will not be partaking in the creation or use of it.
That is fair.
We may
That
not
is not a request, that is a statement.
We may not be staying long. Be open.
That is fine. So, you need information on the air and earth pillar. You have way to get to water pillar on your own. I will speak with my wife and see what we can do for you. While you are here, please treat the Endwin with respect. I will have them instructed to leave you be.
Thank you.
If there are any issues, do not hesitate to bring them up to me or any of my kin, and we'll see to it that it is stopped. Uncle V speaks very highly of you, Thail, and your broken wings. He's very proud. I just thought you should know that.
You know he has a chair reserved for you back home.
He has a chair reserved for my father, but I will fit.
Very proud of that chair.
As he should be. It's a great seat. Speaking of, if you see Pride while you are staying here, do not speak to him unless he speaks to you.
He is here.
Who better than I to keep an eye on him?
Is he just wandering around?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. And if he does speak to this, to any of us, is this something to be concerned for?
Probably.
Depends on what he says. Sometimes it's just a hello. How are you doing?
Fair enough.
Other times he will speak of events that he should not know of, but he has grown addled. Not from old age, but from pressures. He seeks to atone for past deeds, even though he was not in control of himself.
Understood.
So, with that, he is a guard and a prisoner at the same time. Much to my chagrin.
Thank you for the warning.
I do have one quick question. Coming from the Shadowfell, we stumbled upon a city with a tower of glass, and they worshipped Erebus. Do you know if anybody even on the material plane nowadays worships Erebus?
I have not been south in quite some time, I do not know. But there was a citadel of glass one time. If I remember correctly, in their city of the dead. In the southern. I believe they used to worship this Erebus. He is a god of death, correct? Yes.
Thank you for the kind hospitality.
Please treat it with respect.
As we will. Do you have any traders or anything, tradesmen within these walls that we might be able to pass the time with, talking to, or things we might need?
Unfortunately, most tradesmen that we had here have given their goods already for the survival of this keep.
Understood.
So, you may find some. We've let them stay here. Once they ran out of goods, we did not kick them out. But they are disgruntled, to say the least.
Understood.
I'll look around at people and like, do you think we should ask if they would have any use for any lodestones or gem variety?
I don't think we should give those away.
I'm not saying give them away.
I'm saying that
Okay.
yeah.
You all have one gem now to do with as you please.
I think that's a silly way of keeping track of it,
That's
but
how we
I
did.
think so.
That's
especially considering like my gem is going to be for everybody's use. kind of thing.
That is how we split it up. We had
I think it should just be we have the gems and we'll figure out what to do with them.
okay. That's what I said the last session. Everybody was cool with it. So
I know. Just I think of it like instead of 5 gems, everybody gets to do with it what they will. Like my use of the gems would be for everybody's betterment, and then everybody else is like, oh yeah, money.
Well, I was gonna offer it to him for something for everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Is like we have 4 gems. If we wanted to offer it to them for our stay.
Sorry,
thank you.
we're a bit frazzled.
I can tell you've had a hard trip. Your rooms and accommodations will be provided for you.
Very kind.
You are kin of kin. So, you are taken care of.
Okay, I think you have some catching up to go do.
I thought he was here.
But he is. He's
Okay.
just been quiet.
I still say that.
Are we leaving the room at this point?
Before we leave the room, I want to look through my Raven. See if there's anybody that's hanging out by the door. If the demeanor has changed by the Enduin at all.
The majority of the Enduin have kind of kept to themselves, so there are a few kind of scattered out amongst the people here. You know, it seems like they're actually relaxing, having a good time, trying to intermingle with people they don't normally get to see. Mead is flowing, as well as stronger drinks. There's good food to be had. So as you look on them, see if there's anybody kind of just like watching the door, you see a couple of them are leaning back in their chairs, kind of from time to time looking at it, or murmur to each other, a little confused.
When you're coming out, basically.
But you would also see as one of them kind of leans back to look, a staff gets moved by the giantess who is sitting in her chair, and your food is getting cold. Why do you not eat before it is spoiled?
Eat. I love the idea that she's just a babushka.
Babushka. Eat so your belly full, and then you can have a good nap, yes.
I'll look through Saffron's eyes briefly.
She is in a tent somewhere, going through stuff. She has also taken, hold on.
Roll for saffron loot.
I don't think she can beat your passive perception even at advantage for this.
Shush.
If that picked up on the mic.
I might
If
have.
that picked up on the mic, me clearing my throat definitely has, and I've been trying to avoid that.
All right, you can tell me if she has this or not, because you would have tracked it. You would have caught it just barely,
Okay.
in fact. As she tried to pickpocket Heward's handy haversack, our spice pouch from you.
She tried to pick back my...
Yes.
I did not let her have that.
Okay, then she does not have that for this pranking
If
endeavor.
she requested it, maybe, but if she tried to take it...
Trying to put pepper in everybody's food.
It was going to be chili.
Yeah, I was about to say
Chili powder.
Sounds.
Yeah.
So instead, you see her kind of just sizing up the tent here and kind of goes like,
So we've since left the room then? Okay. When I get a chance, I'd like to pull Sayil aside just to have a quick chat.
One of my eyes is just silvered out.
It's just
Sorry, hold on. Just put a piece of gravel in all their shoes, and then I'm gonna bamf you back to me. We promised to be nice to the big man.
"What? No! I got it. They left this black sword, and if I knock that over, it'll hit a canister, which will put all their oil in the bag."
No. That is a Stygian iron sword.
She's running towards it.
And as I bamf her to me, are like the doors open behind us, or is Jotun kind of gone?
He's following you guys out.
They do. I'll look up. They do have Stygian iron weaponry. The Enduin.
Oh.
I do not know if you were aware that they carried such arms with them.
Did not. Thank you for notifying me. I will give them the same precedent.
We also, because
Why was your little friend?
she put gravel in their boots.
I didn't even get to.
Well, you tried to steal my spice pouch to put it in their boots, and you know how I
it's
feel
gonna be
about
chili
the spice
powder.
pouch.
It's gonna be chili powder. If you could please keep a closer eye.
My apologies. Part of our pact was that she could prank, so I will keep the pranks contained, so that we might be good guests while we are here.
Was he gonna mess with him?
Oh, I know you were not going. I'm sorry.
She goes back to invisible.
I'm sorry for being a protracted disaster, Alyssa, but I believe you had something to say.
I'm gonna wait very specifically for when we're away from Yotan to
Okay.
like have any kind of conversation.
Oh, that's fine.
Filter back out into the...
Yeah, I didn't realize he was gonna follow behind us as we left. So,
Going back to the party.
Yeah. Didn't leave his home birthday party, bro.
so that went poorly from my perspective because now I can't do arts and crafts while we have downtime.
While we're here.
Yes, while we have downtime. And I'm gonna have to make up for that time somehow. And now we also have other folks in the party who aren't very keen on my arts and crafts. Maybe in the future we should hold the Stygian Iron production and other things more close to the chest. I wasn't really expecting to dive into the particulars of that.
My apologies for volunteering information that you would have rather not had volunteered.
I think it would have been different had he reacted differently.
Yeah.
But now we're in a situation where we're already kind of low on time and it's going to be a while. I don't know who would be willing to help me on such a project, but I think that's the only way that we can really expedite it.
I'm going to do everything I can to help you, and I'm going to ask Von Veer if he'd be willing to, because I'm going to ask him to travel with us, at least to home.
Okay. I just wanted to check in because you're the means to production, and I want to make sure that you're feeling good about it and that your stance hasn't changed.
I am the means of production, and I am about to seize and die.
Is this all of us? Or
No.
No,
Very
He
pointed.
very specifically asked for just the two of them.
no. If Styx is going to be poo-pooing manufacturing an item that is very important for Alyssa, then we will be keeping it from him.
No.
that is actually on track for everything that has been done around Styx. Above table, though, I think that we should heed his words. Every time that we haven't, somebody dies, or bad things happen, like memories getting messed with. So
Above table, that is my biggest, most powerful artificer weapon that I created this character around, and I would like to make it.
is there not a way to do it without using Sticky?
If we find one, more than willing to be open to it. But at the moment, that's the only way that I'm aware of as a player.
Because I think that this would be a good conversation to have in character. But, like, again, every time that Andrew has pointed at something being a bad idea, it's done anyways, and then really bad things.
I was the one who was like, the memory thing is stupid. You should not do that.
That wasn't Andrew at all.
Yeah, I
very pointedly don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Andrew
I was vehemently against
Andrew
it.
does in character as other characters saying, "Hey, this is a bad idea." Andrew doesn't look at you.
Oh, yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying, is this was Andrew in character being like, yeah, this is probably
from-
not something that you
from
should
that
mess
character's
with.
experience, and somebody on the opposite end of the world would probably be like, "That's a great idea."
So, I wanted to have this conversation with Sail just to see what Sail was thinking.
Yes.
And as far as having this conversation with the party, I think that's the next step. But I wanted to make sure that at least one person was on my side.
I will certainly help you with your crafting endeavors, and I personally feel I owe you a pair of gauntlets. So I will be doing everything I can to help you with that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And if we can find some way to make sure that Stygian iron is destroyed when we destroy it, I think after we're done, it would be wise to destroy whatever we make using it.
I think that's a good and reasonable thing to do. I think I heard him mention Stygian silver during that. Was that Andrew who said the words?
I didn't hear him say.
Digging silver never came out of my mouth.
Okay.
In character or out.
Okay, I'm crazy.
Yep. Okay.
But I do think that there are potentially other materials that we could consider if you wanted to.
Yes, and sourcing them might be difficult. But I'm not a huge fan of necromantic things, but
Neither am
I think that we're beyond the point of trying to fight with our hands behind our backs. And I'd rather have a fist in a face.
I agree.
That's a hard ass line.
Boom, boom,
That's
boom.
a hard line. I love that.
Spitting.
I would rather you have your hands free to throw at our foes, if anything. Yeah.
How are you doing?
Talking to I can talk to Uncle V here in a minute. I got Saffron.
Yeah, I've noticed you're a little bit more tense, and I just wanted to give my condolences. And also, I know he meant a lot to you, and I know that you have things about people leaving the party. We've spoken about it before. And I just wanted to say that we can talk about it. Anything that you want, if you need to. And I'm here.
I haven't been home in 7 years. And the moment I get back, I'm going to have to tell his father that I didn't keep him safe.
I think maybe you should come home first and enjoy that before you have a conversation afterwards. It seems like,
When we arrive,
yeah,
he's going to come up. He's going to ask me about his son. And I'm not going to lie to him.
well, at the very least, we'll be there with you.
Thank you.
But do try to focus on the good parts of being home too.
I'll try. I do have one good part of going home, waiting in the dining room.
Food?
No, I'd rather not eat him.
Oh,
Probably
Yeah,
tastes like iron.
I have so many questions about his notes that he left behind.
He's fun.
Yeah,
He's a smart guy. I have no clue what he does.
yeah. I think we might
At
get
all.
along pretty well.
Yeah, you both. I have no clue what you do.
Oh, yeah,
so
you-
I figured
I think he might actually enjoy my math.
he likes his math. He will probably love it.
Just dawned on me that Alyssa has not met V yet.
He might not. He might be of the same inclination as Jotun regarding some of your craft projects, but I can talk to him about them. Explain the necessity of invention. Just to put that out there, he might be more interested in the theoretical than the practical.
Fair enough.
Sticks, what's your opinion on crows?
Is this a meme or you actually asked?
That was a meme.
Okay.
Nobody laughed, so I hate it.
I think I might have heard like a nose exhale. That's,
That was going to be my
That was
like,
a
oh,
sigh.
what are Sticks and Kex talking about while this is going on?
About to say, I will transition from there. As you guys have shuffled off into the hall and gone off into a corner and having this discussion between the two of yourselves, Alyssa and Sail. Styx and Kex, what are you guys doing?
I was gonna kind of explore the
hall.
what to call this, the castle, just the place itself. Like
The keep, yeah.
yeah, I want Sail to have his meeting, talking to his uncle again. He doesn't need, especially me, around for that. Alyssa seemed a little disgruntled by the conversation, so wanted to give her a chance to breathe. Me and Styx never have anything to talk about, so.
All right. Styx, what are you doing?
I was gonna head back to the ship and commune.
Beautiful. Okay. Then, with that, Kex, as you begin to meander about the keep itself, there are kind of these Goliath servants running out and about. They're put together in their own, like, almost uniform, but it is not uniform.
One note I want to make, I do have my mask, get up, and hood on just because I know Enduin presence is here. Don't know how much word has gotten around about anything. So.
Understood. You just walk around the castle. It is about 10, 20 minutes until you see a Enduin soldier kind of passing by and looks you up and down and goes like, man, you're really bundled up.
He tells me I'm bundled up. I'm like, yeah, it's a little chilly up here.
He goes, I know what you mean. You know, I know there's some people from like Denimdor or, you know, like Storm's Crest that are like really used to the cold. But personally, you know, I'm from a little bit further south in like South Endy.
While he's talking, what's going through his head?
Oh, he's just real confused about your getup, like at a personal level. And just like, oh, new people. This is cool.
So I just wanted, I wanted to get the beat on him. Like, how much am I going to actually entertain this conversation? If he's literally just like, dude, like, oh, it's okay. I'll roll with it. I'll roll with it a little bit. Like, oh, where from South? Where are you?
Oh, South Endy in the Enduin. Are you not? Well, obviously you're not. Like, we would have seen you on the way down. Where are you from?
Funny he says that because I am from there. So I'm gonna, believe it or not, I am actually from South Endy.
Get out of here.
Just not the big cities.
Oh, do you like?
Kind of like showing my hand so you can see my skin tone a little bit.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I'm guessing you don't make it to Ilios very often.
No, not at all. Heard some great things though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also the city dedicated to Palor, so I'm guessing probably not your thing.
Not really a very religious type, but I know of.
Well, I mean, obviously you know of. Like, if you grew up there, you know it.
More of a nature background myself.
Nature.
How long? I grew up in the woods.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
How long has it been since you've been home?
Oh, I've been on this detachment for a couple years now.
Really?
Yeah, the majority of it was fine, you know, like, well, I mean, from home, you know, like I was in South Endy, then we went up through Ilios, King's Keep, and like Stormcrest for training.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we sailed on over here, and at first it was like really, really chill, you know.
You don't say.
He winks. You know, we stopped in Breeze Cliff, but then we wound up in Trentler, my little detachment. So yeah, it's been a while. And then once like all the werewolf things,
Yeah, I think
I know they're not
called
normal.
Black Paw.
They are called Black Paws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so weird about them? I've never really encountered one in person before.
Werewolves on fire.
That's frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think about something that's faster than you, stronger than you. It can jump on you, and just touching it burns.
Hold on though. Think about that for a second. Look how cold it is around here. Why are fire werewolves up here?
Well, I mean, there are Remoraz up here too.
Do I know? Sam doesn't know what that is.
Go and give me a nature check.
Okay.
The big lightning snake thing.
That's a Bahir.
Nature.
My brain said Remoraid, the Pokemon. I'm like, that's not what we're
17?
talking about.
17. There are, you wouldn't know a ton about them, but you know Remoraz. There are ice creatures that steal heat from geothermic vents.
Okay.
And they get to the size of like houses. And a large issue with people on like frozen lakes and things like that is that a Remoraz will hide in the lake itself. Now that it's frozen all the way down, they'll wait for people to cross over it, and they will just come through and attack.
Yeah. So, but it's still just kind of interesting, just with the amount of presence of the coals up here that for whatever reason, fire werewolves are here.
Well, if you talk to the locals, they say like in the Baric Valley. So like, you know, we're here in Cragkeep. If you go up into the west, there's the cities. But apparently there's a small break in the mountains if you go towards the east instead. And there's a whole valley there that's just full of like, that's where like all the giant kin normally hang out. And it's from what I've heard, myth is that it's a lot warmer there. I don't know. You know, like if you go to like Ascalon, they are right on the other side of the mountains there, and they have like hot springs and stuff like that.
What made you need to come this way though? If your detachment was much further north, did the Black Paws push you back?
No, so we were in Trentler, and Trentler got hit really hard. We did our best to hold the line there, but we didn't have enough forces, so we escorted who we could down to Barabar. And from there, we met up with another detachment, and we just headed south to see if we can get any help from Cragkeep.
How was the situation with Breezecliff?
It's not good.
How honest with me here? My definition? We oddly enough, we come from the same place in the world, but I think my definition of not good and yours might be a little bit different due to your service.
It's not good. It's very bad. They can't get food in, and the ground is frozen. Airships stopped coming because they were getting attacked while they were there. And
by Black Paws?
Black Paw raids were happening while the airships were in town, and Breezecliff wanted to make sure there weren't any they wanted to make sure nobody got bit and then left.
Understood.
They didn't.
It's kind of a lockdown
Yeah.
situation. So you're saying that any time an airship came through, the Black Paws would come out?
Frequently, at the very least. I don't know about every time.
It's
but
something that will definitely spark their interest if they see it. Interesting. Well,
they're trying to get all the goods they can too.
Yeah. I have gathered that it is not the most pleasant place to live up here.
You know, talking with some of the locals, they have a different take on it.
Really?
Yeah, like it's pretty harsh during the winter here, but they say like during the summers and stuff like that, when things thawed a little bit more, it's apparently a really pretty place to be. And the game is big, their fields are normally solid, and normally the winter times, while a little bit harsh for them, time they get to spend with their family where they don't need to do anything else other than like, you know, maybe entertain some passengers if you're in Breezecliff, but the other towns, they don't need to deal with any of that.
Can I ask you a little bit of a personal question?
Yeah.
What do you think about the state of things right now up here? What you are...
I think it's sad.
What would you do? If, say, you had the ability to make change, to do something. Don't know what it could be. What if you had the ability to go a direction here in the pursuit of making things better, being here for as long as you have been, what would you do? What actions would you take?
To me, there's two options, really, at the end of the day. You put enough people here and put down enough black pods that they don't show back up. That would require the locals to agree to that. You know, it's already a fight to get what detachments we have in here.
It's not a true occupation.
Right, which we don't really want to do. You know.
You just start
Or-
trying to stop the spread.
We had a few hedge cases in the end one.
Really?
Yeah, we put them down pretty quick.
Black paws popping up in the end of it?
Yeah. They were getting bit in the Baric North and showing up elsewhere.
Travelers. Interesting. Okay. And what would be your second option?
Abandon the towns. Move them somewhere else.
It's not necessarily a bad idea, but you're asking people to leave potentially ancestral homes. What if
Well, it is ancestral homes. It's the whole reason they don't even let us in. We're only allowed so many people because they think we're gonna like overthrow them.
what do you think is best for the people?
That's for the people. Give us more men to work with. You know, we live here with them because we're in the same spaces, right? We try our best not to take, you know, but us just being here is a drain on their resources. So why not just let a bunch of us over with a bunch of goods, we'll take care of ourselves, and we'll get this done in one season. And then we can go back to how things were.
You know if there's where the source coming from?
Of the Black Paw? It's up over the mountains. We don't know from where though.
I don't know exactly.
We haven't been able to push out far enough. Like I said, we got stuck at Trentler. I don't think we've even been able to make it to Ventra. We have no idea how they're doing. There's complete radio silence.
What is my understanding? Ventra?
Radio.
What is my understanding of an Endwin's military service? Is he like? Would I understand if this guy's in it for life? If this like, is he? You know, you sign on for 4 years and then you're out. Like, what do I have an understanding of that?
You sign on for 10,
Okay.
but after that, you're normally pretty well taken care of. Additionally, it is generally accepted that there are no, like, all recruits are voluntary.
Yeah.
But it's generally accepted that at least one man from each family will go,
Okay.
and is normally the eldest.
How long have you been in your service?
Oh, I'm 3 years in.
Plan to stay in?
Why wouldn't I?
Why would you? Again, you're from the city. I'm from the outskirts.
Well, trust me, buddy. I've spent plenty of time on the outskirts now, and there was. I have a woman that I met in Trentler. She came down with me to Bear, and I might just, if things turn out well, stay here.
What is your name?
Me, Kif.
Kif.
I'm so rude to me. What's your name?
I'm forgetting my own fake name.
Brenton?
Yeah. Brenton.
I should have asked you. I would have known immediately that you're Endwin off that kind of a name.
It is totally fine. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, listen, the reason I kind of cornered you is we saw you guys come in. We know you're not, like, from the barrack, or at least not all of you. I don't know,
Some.
you know, what your deal is. But we'd love to swap stories, maybe share a few pints. We got a tent that the commander has, and you can open door, show up if you want to, no pressure.
Something I at least might consider for myself. Not really the, all of us are not really the Empire type, if you understand my meaning.
Such backwards thinking. Don't get it.
What do you mean?
Well, why wouldn't you be?
Why would you be?
we're here helping out, putting our own skin on the line.
And I said,
We're not asking for anything from it. We're just trying to help out. I just don't get why people,
I think it's more of a, they didn't ask.
Yeah, they would also be dead.
Right. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing. Or I'm not saying that they should or should not have asked. But I think with people that are very attached to their ancestry and very attached to where they are from, they want to be given that choice.
Well, they weren't really giving us a choice when black pods started showing up in areas they weren't supposed to be. So they can't keep care of their own shit going on here. We're going to have to do it for them.
I understand having an infestation like that pop up in your city is definitely a cause for concern.
Yeah, we had to burn a whole quarter.
I
Worked on the fire?
I understand your attachment then. But
Also, this used to be our land anyways, so.
I think you have a good head on your shoulders. Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see you later. If not, no big deal.
Thank you for the conversation. I'll just keep on my way. Definitely pay attention to what's in his head after I...
He is so confused by anybody would not like the Undoing. He's just like, dude.
I was definitely trying
we
to...
come in, we kick ass.
I was trying to moral check him. Like, okay, how... Is this guy a good dude? And how much does he love his country?
He loves his fucking
like,
country.
Hey, he is a good dude. He thinks they are here for the right reasons. This was my first interaction of talking to somebody from the Enduin who is so far down the chain that they would not understand anything going on in the background. And I wanted to kind of get an understanding of what the idea of what they're doing is at the ground level.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So.
All right. Well, with that, you continue to meander, visit a few places. I think we'll do a commune, then probably take our break.
Yeah.
Sticks. You head back to the Crimson Scourge. You see that the kobolds have commandeered a small, little brazier that they've put down, and they're all heating themselves up, kind of hobo fire style. Ooh.
It's a giant brazier, so it's like a barrel drum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it definitely looks like that came from inside.
God damn it.
Once a menace, always a menace.
We're specialized in stealing from
Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever. I'm just going to ignore them.
Okay.
Like, no, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
What's up, Doc? Oh, okay. Have a great one.
I'll go tuck myself into a corner, basically. And then I'll use commune.
Beautiful. You get the incenses and everything required for it. What are you using as kind of your focus for this at this point in time? We've flavored it a few different ways. Like the smoke itself has come up and spoken to you. You've used the scales on your actual symbol itself. Is there anything specific you'd like to do, or are you just asking
So
questions?
I'll have my holy symbol in one hand, and then I'll have the remains of what was Lolax in the other.
The artist once known as Lolax.
I was gonna throw the joke out there, like, oh yeah, you're gonna use it. Lolax as the medium. Nice.
Okay. You cast the spell. You see that your holy symbol begins to glow. There's a golden light that kind of comes up from the base and out to the arms as you can feel the actual symbol itself start to animate and move. Lolax's remains has the same effect where it glows golden for a brief moment. You understand Kalimvor, or whatever angel is in charge of manning this spell on the other end, has taken it into account.
Let me just read the spell. I haven't used it in a while, so.
Been a bit.
And we do love the Styx communes. I think the last time you used it was at Sun Hall.
I know that you've done a little bit more than what the spell does sometimes, but I want to mainly ask questions that can be answered yes or no. We've received a dire warning from the Jotun of this area about Stygian iron. And it seems like it could be, well, it is affecting the flow of souls and is being used for purely evil purposes. Should we heed the warning to avoid using Stygian iron at all costs?
The spell also dictates that you can get small phrases, things like that, if the answer is unclear.
Yeah.
You see that your hymnal begins to open up. And there is a passage that it stops at. A tool is a tool, but take care that the fire to forge it does not burn you.
Oh.
Is there any way to help Lolax get to somewhere in the afterlife? I don't remember if the vision was Kex or me.
It was Cax.
Okay.
But you do understand that going up in Soulflame generally makes you unreachable as far as restorative magics and divine magics.
Well, not even that. Just people that aren't dying from Soulflame or Stygian Iron are still being lost.
Yeah, 100%. The dragon's heart is beyond the veil. The shepherd's crook has no avail. Part the shadows, and you may find ones that have been lost and gone to time.
Hearth or part?
Part.
Rested.
As far as the spell goes, that is an unsure response.
Alright, so Sayo's plan to open up the positive energy plane into the Feywild to be the opposite of Leon. Doesn't work.
Find out.
I already got Nether on my side. What else? Anya. Maybe.
Are we just in trying to eradicate the Cabal?
No. Yeah.
Your amulet just thunk, yes.
I mean, this is... Styx has struggled with that just in general because, yes, they're evil, but also this is like
bird.
genocide in a way. So
Also, is it because they're a product of what has happened to them, or were they always this way? Right? So,
death is nuanced. Just because we don't like what they're doing doesn't mean what we're doing is right. So,
They had to do something to piss off Kellenbor's daughter.
well, they did not like Kellenvor.
those that use the threads of fate to twist others and bind will find themselves quickly noosed by the divine.
That is also kind of an unsure, is it not?
That's a yes.
Okay.
That's a...
What I was thinking of like rhymes is like unsure almost. So
That is your God's weapon. Kill them, please.
The reason he may have given you a rhyme there was it's not that he does not understand at a personal level what they believe, but he believes them to be wrong, and they are hurting far too many people in their pursuit.
so he understands trying to like
He understands the fear of death. He understands that mortals fear it and why they would stand against it, but it is of nature, of all nature, is that things must end.
and at a certain point if you're immortal it seems like they don't fear death anymore. So it seems like their motives are twisted. Cool. That was the 3.
Yep. So, your book shuts. The glow placed between your holy symbol and the remains of Lolax ends, and your small little cubby that you found yourself grows dark. And with that, we'll go and take our break. We're gonna make a short one because we're on short time. But with that said, we'll see you here in a little bit. Love you. Toodles. We got our first sponsor. We're super excited about it. Our music and audio is now brought to you by dSCRYB. If you're looking for just the right ambiance for your spooky dungeon crawl, check out dSCRYB's catalog of sound and music. If you're really looking to scare your players, then you can even use dSCRYB's narration tools as they perfectly describe the dungeon that you're about to enter. You pass the threshold of the storied place and find yourself in the first chamber. A hallway rampant with junk. Any carvings, statues, gnarled sconces on the walls have been obscured by the considerable piles of old and broken equipment. Slashed leather, frayed ropes, dented helms, soiled bedrobes, discarded by adventurers past, perhaps dropped in favor of plunder found deeper within. A trail cuts through the dragon's hoard of debris to the door that will lead you further in. You glimpse a skeletal hand hanging out of one of the mound's fingers, extending spider-like toward the door as if eager for spoils that might be left within. And if that's not enough for you, you can have access to pre-made maps, soundscapes, and their Foundry module to fit exactly what you're looking for on the fly. If this sounds as cool to you as it does to us, because we're really going to be using this in the future, it's super awesome, then you can use code DUNDER to get a 30-day free trial. That's code DUNDER at checkout. Links below. Thanks for listening, and thank you, dSCRYB, for checking us out and sponsoring the show.
The scritches probably feel better now.
All right, we're live again, by the way.
Amazing scritches. Does he have built-in brushes on his fingertips to give a good scritch?
Dude, just sitting there doing this without actually coming to the word that you're thinking of. Does he have built-in fingies?
He has polishing brushes to pet his robot dog.
He does have a wrist-mounted flamethrower, though.
For sure has that.
I 100% gave him a mortar in his hand.
You're telling me you didn't give him a small Mizium cannon on his arm?
No, he has a finger pistol.
No, Iron Man style.
Oh, dude, he's gonna see that Mizium cannon and go.
He's gonna see the fact that you have a skyship and freak out.
I think we've told him.
Yeah, I told him I had one.
Yeah,
He hasn't seen it yet. You know?
We won it in combat. Styx fist fought the captain for it.
Yeah, sure.
Not true. Oh man.
You take a grain of truth.
I can tell you
Stretch
how
it into bread.
I can tell you, V, that captain tasted great. Second best captain I've ever tasted.
You traded a sexual favor.
That's great. The second best captain I've ever tasted.
You wanted comparable notes. Yeah. They're on par for flavor, but one is a little bit more palatable sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right.
Occasionally. Maybe at a full moon next to the water.
With my experience as a chef, do I think I'd taste better at a full moon?
You definitely probably would.
Since I'm Fae, you know.
I will let you come to that conclusion on your own.
I'd like to
Yes.
find out.
Yes, I think I do.
Yeah.
We can.
I feel like that's one of those character things where I don't get to narrate it.
Okay.
This is an experiment that.
All right.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Are you guys doing science in there?
Kind of.
That was your McGuire noise.
Wires in there.
Can I have McGuire back yet? No, we don't need him.
Stop.
Not fully yet.
Stop being a city boy and making do.
Well,
That human's crazy.
boy.
Anyway, welcome back.
So, last we left off, you guys had a meeting with Jotun. He is the leader and ice storm titan of Cragkeep, the entryway to the Baric North. You guys spoke about your expedition into the Shadowfell, and he put together some dots for you on this side that, as you guys were interrupting the ceremony ritual to siphon all the magical essence out of Niv-Mizzet and funnel it into a ash phoenix, that halfway through that ritual, it seemed like fire on the material plane got a little weird as it all turned to soul flame.
That's really
Oddly enough, in the case of Cragkeep, this was a boon.
Yep.
Because all the Blackpaw werewolves, which are based in fire, literally went up in smoke.
God, imagine if somebody was cremating someone at the time.
What does it do to food?
Like you just get
People making like a roast boar and then poof, and it's like it has no flavor.
my
There's no depth of soul to it.
Was it just magical fire or was it all fire?
He simply said fire.
He said it affected everything. Fire.
Like the braziers.
so many thoughts.
For a brief moment, the entire world turned blue.
If only.
What about the sun?
So you see, the sun's actually just a projection of the positive energy plane, reflected a few times off mechanics.
Conspiracy.
Mechanus. Yeah. But with that, you guys left your meeting with him giving you grave warnings against using Stygian iron and producing it. In fact, him even saying, please, this is not a request. This is a demand. While you are here, do not use it. Do not make it. No.
That's fair to say in your own house.
He also informed you that he'd try and get in contact with those at the other pillars in ways that he may or may not be able to do. He guaranteed nothing, but that he would try. With that said, you guys went off to your own machinations, I suppose is probably a better way to put it. Y'all did your own stuff for a moment there. Alyssa and Sail having a moment to speak about how they felt on the warnings you were just given about Stygian iron. Kex started wandering the halls and wound up in a conversation with one of the Enderman soldiers who invited you and your group to have more beer, have more mead with them, and hang out, swap stories. They wanted to see what it was like further out. As well as Styx had a moment to commune with his god, in which he asked a couple very pertinent questions. and got a bunch of rhymes in response.
Which is amazing that you can come up with on the
Yeah,
spot.
you're just kind of just like on the spot.
You used to
dropping
think
them.
about it for a minute.
Yeah, I definitely had to think about it.
Yeah, but like it's pretty quick. I gotta give you.
Thank you. I'll take the compliment. So, with that, we come back to the long night. There is still more partying and rabble rousing to be had if you would like, or we can skip along. It depends on what you guys would like to do.
I would probably find at least Sail if I didn't find everybody in the group and tell him about the conversation that I had with the Enduin soldier.
Okay.
And I would be honest with him and telling him the state of Breezecliff and everything. And tell him that I kind of got some useful intel from basically just a regular ass soldier. So if you wanted to just go and listen in, they don't seem suspicious.
I was thinking about, putting on my walking around face, if you will, and doing something similar, but sounds like you beat me to it.
Yeah.
But I did kind of want to show Uncle V the ship.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited to do that.
Yeah.
I'm also worried about Styx.
Yeah. I'm worried about everybody.
Oh, well, yeah. I feel like there's a baseline level of worry that I just kind of operate at, and I don't think it's good for my health. But
It's probably not, but like the faith stuff balances that out a little bit, right?
Sure.
That was a joke, Sayo.
Okay.
You ready to go home?
No.
No. You know you need to, though, right?
I mean, we're gonna do it.
That's not what I said.
I need to go home. Yes.
I think you need it. Even though it's going to be hard, and there's definitely a very, very, very large part of you that is saying, don't. I think you need to. We need to make sure we bring a lot of food with us.
I'm sure I could just make more demands upon Styx to just fabricate food out of the air for me. It's his favorite thing to do. Nah. We're gonna have to do a little bit of shopping and supplying ahead of time. Maybe we'll take a boar or two that they have here.
Alyssa doing okay? I know this is kind of a weird spot to be in when, the rest of the group lost a friend, but that person didn't really know them, so they're trying to be empathetic, but
She's been supportive. She's worried about a lot of things right now. So I don't think Lilex is very forefront in her mind. I'm worried about her mom.
yeah, I speak from experience on that.
As soon as I know that we are on the same plane, I will try sending Alyssa to go speak with her for a while.
I would say it's pretty unlikely that she's... But I don't know anymore.
Could have been a few years. I'm not... Above table, I'm not sure if Saffron told me about, the people she met in the Feywild. So I'm gonna...
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that he doesn't know anything about that.
I was also going to be... Saffron?
Yeah.
When did that happen? That just kind of you kind of just popped up in front of my face.
That happened in a dream.
Her popping up in front of my face?
In front of mine.
Oh.
No.
You got her back in a dream. Your dreams are way better than mine.
I haven't told anything to anybody about Nether, have I?
No, you haven't.
That's crazy.
No.
I met the guy that we sent the Draco Hydra to. That's why Saffron is a little scalier.
I was wondering because it's been a while, lots happened. She kind of just blew up. I don't know what, I don't know a lot about the Fae and how things work. I don't know if she evolved.
It was lightning, and then I got a lightning rune right after.
Happy about that.
I genuinely don't know what to do with it.
It's probably, don't use it in front of her.
I mean, like, there's the wind one.
There's the wind
He
one.
doesn't care about that.
Yeah,
But like, the story, I put a lot of effort into making that one.
that's true. Also, Nether, what
He's a dragon archfey.
what is that?
Well, he's like a dragon and an archfey at the same.
And he likes us?
Yeah, because I gave him a gift. 5-headed,
Anyway,
Angie,
what is,
guarding a garden now, I think.
is he friends with your...
Yes, he was what was allowing me to speak to her even though we had missed the lunar window.
Oh, yeah, you need... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We were a few days in advance, too. Is that going to come up again soon?
I have no clue what the lunar cycle is currently, so
Might want to figure that one out
Yeah.
so you don't get a surprise, like, in your dreams.
I'm gonna ask the lady of the house.
Can you talk to him, though?
Well, I mean,
There?
I could try. I was gonna try to talk to Kara.
Well, he seems to kind of have a good idea about... He thought it was funny? What?
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious, and he appreciated it a lot.
Okay. You think he's somebody you could maybe ask for help?
He was very clear that Saffron was essentially a gift in return. But that doesn't mean a stronger bond can't be forged there.
Do you think he has a vested interest in Majra and brother, right? You don't talk about this as much as you should.
It's a whole thing.
It is.
I'm sure that to an extent of the Fae politics, he is interested. I don't know if there's a deeper personal connection there, or if that's a new association because of my chicanery. But
Might be a good direction to point.
I was gonna reach out. I didn't want to be like the day after and seem desperate.
See if he knows.
Wait a little bit.
If he knows something, and then I don't know a lot about the Fae, but now that I know that you got the River Fae, you got Dragon Fae.
So take everything you know about the Shadowfell and imagine it not shitty, saffron-y.
That's the best
elementally.
adjective.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
that is
And
pleasant, but also
naturey,
horrifying. at the same
musical.
I'm just saying that everything has a mirror and there's pleasant things on both sides.
What was pleasant about where we were?
I don't think it's pleasant now, but
Oh, but you did.
He's Jeffrey. Don't make him feel bad for being undead.
Listen, just because you're undercooked,
Overcooked.
I'm definitely overcooked than under.
he's raw.
No, he's post-preservation. He's over-pickled.
She'll flutter up to you.
You know,
Don't lick him.
you changed pretty significantly when you died, right?
Nope.
No,
You would hate it, all right?
yeah, I'm not gonna be anything that you like to taste.
She dies immediately.
So you changed a lot when you died. I changed a lot both times I died.
I would have changed more, actually, if I went all the way through. You know, like I just became I would have become a flower. So really, I basically stayed the same.
You're dragony now.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
That's
wasn't.
an upgrade.
And I wasn't always fangy,
Downgrade.
if you say so.
So what kind of flower would you have been? Would it have been a saffron?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But they thought that was too on the nose. So they said something about like a water lily, a daffodil.
Would be pretty.
Yeah.
Tiger lily?
I'm glad you're still you though, for the most part.
I can turn into a tiger.
But yeah, I mean, talking to Kara, that usually seems to have helped. But
I mean, there's a storm going on right now.
didn't Majra get mad last time you did that?
A little bit, but like I also talked to Nether. I've talked to Jotun.
but
These
you
are all.
But you talked to Nether with her there. Do you think that maybe Nether would make her a little less upset? I mean, he might know people. Or
How would I go about?
people.
I don't. So I'm thinking because the storm is here and present, and I have the prospect of flying through it very soon, I was going to ask somebody I knew that had some sort of say in that matter.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. If I had a dragon and a dragon problem, dragon friends around, then I would talk to the dragon guy.
I mean, we did just save one.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Nether seemed vaguely fond of Mizzy, and Mizzy seemed vaguely fond of Nether. So,
I'm just saying.
hoping
I
to
think-
network that.
I think if a deity, God, I don't know, decides to give us a gift, I think there's more to it than just a gift for a gift, if you know what I mean.
Oh no, that's absolutely what it was. The Fae do not like gifts without any strings attached.
Right.
It is intrinsically against kind of how they operate.
But actually having a conversation with you is, I feel like maybe a little bit more. Just saying, gods don't just,
He's not a god.
it sounds like one to me.
He's an archfey. It's entirely separate.
Okay. Anyways, I'm just saying.
It's like the Jotun of the Feywild.
I'm just saying somebody that might be worth talking to more if you get the opportunity. That's all. I'm probably gonna let you
I want to talk to him.
talk to V, show him around the ship. I think I'll go sit in with this band of soldiers. Do you think that's a good idea?
No.
No? Bad idea?
Maybe make a friend with the Jotun's crew.
I'm just saying I found some useful stuff, like, you know, you go up north and then you go west and that's where like the cities are, and then you go east and then there's a valley where like the giants come from.
I'm more just don't go back to like their tents to gamble and dice with them, and then they're like, why don't you take off your mask? It's warm now. Like maybe go to one of the
That's fair.
where the guards and the Enduin are kind of intermingling.
There's a reason I asked.
Yeah.
I don't really think other than, you know, being cold to the Dutch, I don't think I'd really get along with just about anybody. At least them, you know, actually from the same place.
Yeah, the Enduin. Oh yeah.
Little small taste of home. if you know what I mean. But I think I'll probably just
Go to one of the melting pot areas, not the strictly Enduin.
I think I'll probably just peruse around with let some thoughts go here or there. I just need something for need to be doing something.
I get it.
Go have fun. Go talk to V.
Come back to the ship eventually.
Oh,
I think we should all at least touch base there.
I'll probably just wander around more not doing anything specifically for a few hours
Okay.
before it's like, oh, it's bedtime. Let's go back.
Sure. You got it.
I just had the spotlight for half an hour. So. Or however amount of time. Yeah. I don't know how time.
I didn't plan to have a long conversation with you. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Any conversation with Sam?
Thanks.
At a personal level. I mean, not like you talk a lot. I love you.
You're a talker.
I ramble a lot.
All right. Anything else anybody else would like to be doing? A chance to shift scene if you all would like.
I think we maybe would have had a group meeting where we just talked about Stygian iron and how it's a tool.
Sure.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and say that you run into Uncle V there as this meeting's happening, and he's kind of wondering where the fuck everybody went.
Before everybody came back onto the ship, I would have sent a message to Bastion.
Sure.
I hear you think this.
Actually, originally it was supposed to be Niv and Hush, just to let Hush know what we were doing.
An upcast right before bed.
Oh, shoot.
No, I don't have any upcasts. Well, no, you're right. I do.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You rolling to see what Bastion be up to?
No, that had nothing to do with Bastion. I rolled because you guys teleported Mirror out too.
Ooh.
I didn't roll his time
yeah.
dilation.
Yeah.
Mirror, the Warforged Blood Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just like, oh.
Warforged Blood Hunter.
If you remember, I specified he had organs and stuff within the armor itself.
Yeah,
he was flesh.
I hadn't really thought about like that combo. Yeah.
It's like, it looks like Atom Smasher from Cyberpunk.
Yeah. So like that was me rolling to see how dilated he is either direction. And he's not going to be around for a minute. He is.
Is it a
in the
D100?
ether.
That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
So 50 is you showed up dead on time. Under 50 is you actually show up before you left. Over 50, you show up after.
Can you imagine
was in the
supposed to get
90s.
back.
we showed up before we left? That would have been so fun.
It's like we need to get to Gilzra right now. So I was like, what would happen if I smooched myself?
You want to message Bastion?
Yes. I'm just gonna say to him, if it connects, if he's dead already, or if he even wants to hear what I have to say, but I'm gonna tell him that there's time to change his fate. Lolax was consumed in an act of rebellion against the Cabal, and Bastion will most likely follow in his footsteps if nothing changes.
Telling me that fighting against them is what gets you burned. I could have told you that for everything. Look at Zach.
I'm gonna upcast
That's not what I meant.
and saying you're a tool to them, and that's all you'll ever be. You have a place where people care about you, and it isn't with them.
Care about me? You left the city when I needed you the most. Don't care about me. I'm a liability you wanted to track down. I'd rather be a tool than a pawn. At least I know where I stand.
Just out of curiosity, how has Kex made 3 edgy characters?
I
Legitimately, Sam's notes was that he's a bright, plucky boy.
Yeah.
I'm the one that twisted
this
his
is
boy.
this is literally not on me at all.
He didn't know that he was a werewolf. He didn't know any of that. That was all me.
Yep, I simply picked where he was from and that he was magically something.
Damn.
That was it. He has turned out this way because of the way the campaign has gone.
Well,
Yep, I intentionally made him to be like,
He was supposed to be the light to Thak's dark.
yes. Yep.
And instead, like, got snuffed out.
Yep. That's why it was so traumatic when he left.
In Sam's defense, though he does make a ton of edgy characters.
Yep. I do.
No, I just love the idea that your kid ran away from home and you immediately just had a full meltdown.
To be fair, something else happened on that night, Colby.
Yeah, that's true.
With that, Styx, you hear people onboarding onto the Crimson Scourge. You can see
You know what actually is really hard to catch this thing on fire, Uncle V?
So you're telling me you went to Cloudkeep, fought dragon lizards. Yeah.
Half Dragon. And our intrepid crew, we liberated and gave Benebits and a loving home and good food.
With you involved, I assume the latter.
Mm-hmm.
But you're telling me you go on mission to bring back gold and gems for city, and you come back with your own skyship, crew, and your bird friend beat up the captain in a fistfight.
Absolutely. Styx is a boxing champion. All right.
There's some slight murmuring in the background. What didn't he?
He's got hands and wings. It's 4 appendages against the average 2. All right. He can also fly up and do some double kicks. Like he's got the move.
I did not realize. All right. When he comes up, I will try to get him.
No.
Styx, you hear this.
No. No.
I love wrestling match.
Okay, so he can delete you with that.
Delete.
He has a lot of very spicy spells.
Oh, so he's not when boxing match he cheated.
No, I'm saying that if he was just suddenly swung at, he might think that you were an imposter.
Styx. Well, bird friend.
Don't call me.
Does he not like that? Am I being rude?
I would say ask him. That might be enough to annoy him.
If that is, I'm sorry. If I'm being I'm sorry.
sorry, I'm looking through my spells.
V's been away for so long. He's like,
in common, it's become a little bit more difficult. I've been speaking in giant entire time.
I've been thinking about picking up a new language or two.
I've been trying to teach you for years, but you all knows in book about elves and, Feywilds.
I felt like I had to recompense you for that level of time and effort and not subvert the mechanics of the game so thoroughly.
it's like, if you want me to just learn it, Andrew, sure. Let's say we do.
I would love to know Giant as Colby so much, but I felt like that was too much to ask.
Your friend seems to not be answering.
I'm sure he's on his way up. He might be planning out how to kill you, knowing him.
Oh no.
Kill you might be a strong phrase. He's gonna send you to meet his boss.
I know his boss. No. Great man. but-
Azazel is going to land on Von Beer's head.
No.
Not that boss.
Please don't, Styx.
That boss is gone.
No, he's just gonna land on his head.
Hello, golden friend. Do you speak like other ones do, or are you just gold? You're not blood raven. You're like gold herb.
Can I speak through it? I think
You can.
Can I croak through Toteron?
Yeah.
I haven't used Toteron in so long.
I know. I'm worried about him getting killed. He's occasionally useful. Right?
He has been not useful for so long, I forgot Toteron existed.
Yep.
In fact, I think the last time he was left off, he was a little bloat pig. He's not even
Yep,
a
he's a
toad.
bloat pig right
yeah.
Nope. That was a while ago.
Hello, little burb.
I guess I'll meander up.
Big.
Friend.
Hello. 6.
I'm used to all of this now.
And he's.
I like the names
No,
they
not
called
that.
me in the Shadowfell more.
Judge. Judge Dredd.
I will judge Styx if you wish for the honorific. I feel you've earned it. Sure. Judge.
This feels wrong.
But I tried to.
Yeah, he's just very difficult to please some days.
What do you think about the ship?
It is nice. Thank you for inquiring.
I want to show you the guns we got. It took forever to get them.
Guns.
Yes.
I also have gun.
Ziggy's gonna walk up holding a rifle.
Watch this.
Ziggy's going to cling on to Von Veer's leg.
This is how you make friends. Yes.
Yeah, with that one especially. Ziggy, do you want to show him the cannon?
Not how it works. Just
He's going to look at you and then continue to cling on to Von Veer's leg.
I will show him the cannon in your stead, good friend. This is the Nizium cannon.
Von Veer's walking his way over.
This was a favor before we rescued Niv. Imagine what he's going to give us now.
Second ship. Admiral Sail.
so shit. That was no.
I'm going to need a bigger hat.
Oh god, no.
Actually, that'll do. He starts rummaging around
Oh no.
into his own bag of holding. He's watching. No, it's too squishy. I won this in game of dice. They tried to cheat me, so I bashed their face in. It is a giant, yes,
Like a
peacock feathered hat.
Barbosa hat.
100%.
Perfection.
This is for you. I thought you would like. I was going to, if you and your father were in the same place, same time, have you fight over it. But you got to me first.
I don't want to fight him. Would it count as cheating if I was a monkey?
Can you make yourself a monkey?
Yes.
Then no.
Maybe I can fight him.
But all I'm saying is, if you have friends that can call like lightning down, you have friends that can like bring people back from dead, then mayhaps turning self into monkey, not against the rules.
If we're fighting my dad, though, would it be more on?
Do you think he cannot do things?
I don't know if changing myself to such an extent would be in poor taste.
And you must discuss with him. I think that's for you guys to figure out the rules. Anyways, beautiful ship. Hello, Styx.
Hello. How was the fight with the Yeti?
Well, you had meal, right?
Aren't they? Never mind.
Yeti ribs delicacy.
So, I was checking. We talked a couple times.
Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
What happened to your arm?
Well, Bit by Blackpaw decided, yeah,
So,
it wasn't a good time, but I have upgrade. It shoots cannons. It's better.
Shoots a cannon.
Did you not just see?
Did I see a built-in
I hear
fork
ya.
and spoon in your hand?
Yeah, there's a bunch of little tools I haven't had now. And he, it was like, see, I have tongs. Then I also have screwdriver.
What do you call it?
I think they call it like back in Guild's Row, like living gloves.
Oh,
For me, it is my multi-tool.
see, I thought it would be like the helping hand.
I was gonna.
She's in charge of naming things. I like this.
Pretty good at it.
It is my helping hand. Yeah.
He has some projects that you might be interested in potentially
Right.
assisting.
I did want to ask about more the sticky iron. I know you guys were talking about that before you left. Then you left. You have new friend. Hello. My name is Van Volkheim.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Alyssa.
This is the owner of the Pride's Call.
I'm aware. I am a big fan of your note keeping and your organization schema. I actually might have improved some aspects that were left as to do. I figured you might be interested in seeing that.
You let another artificer into my shop?
Oh,
I thought some of the materials around here looked familiar. How is the Pride's Call?
It has been refurbished and rebuilt from multiple attacks just on the city in general. It served as an emergency shelter for most of the Beast Ward at one point. And I began discussing with the people across the street about having some actual defenses put around just the neighborhood. Wall, moat,
I'll walk on the
airship dock.
I'll walk on the sky. Should be like my mother is tending to it.
Yes. We hired security.
You're telling me you've taken Selesnya Quarter and made it a gated community?
No.
HOA.
HOA!
No!
What is this? I've never been more
That
disappointed.
was last section. my mother ran her own tavern, home away from home.
You've replaced the artificer and the tavern keep.
You were a man of many hats. It was very difficult to find people who could do anything you did
Show me your
maybe as
work.
well.
I'm gonna.
I'll show the shield that you made. Me,
What parts of the shield?
not. But I would show.
Wait, I think you snuck that part in there, so if you wanted to activate it on your side, it'll happen.
I would never do that in this moment.
I'll be like, oh yeah, she's.
May I?
Yes.
You will slip it off, inspecting it, looking at the work, looking at the ridges. You see he's pressing down with a considerable amount of force on where some of these joints meet and nothing is moving. Throws it down really hard, bounces.
Catches.
Impressive.
Yeah, you should see McGuire.
What is a McGuire?
Tail cockering down.
Oh.
She can also make herself bigger than you.
Isn't it beautiful?
Nick, I need you. You see a robotic dog approaches at his heel, staring down McGuire as he comes down.
So as you can see here, this is the defense mechanism for keeping the and then bag of holding show off. Or it's also a bag of holding.
What happens? The bag of holdings have multiple functions. When you flip over, how do you turn it inside out to get everything out?
Well, here's the wonderful part. I figured out you don't always need to do that, as long as you have something on the other side that you can contact and make expel. So it never actually gets flipped inside out entirely, but if you take the bottom fold through the fabric, you can actually expel singular items and you can actually search through them too.
Yes, I can do that as well. But how do you clean it?
What?
Clean it.
Oh, no, he doesn't need to be cleaned.
It's a pocket dimension. It's going to fester.
No.
Have you never put anything liquid in there?
No, never.
Oh, watch this. And he's going to flip it out and just go, Bahir Bile. And just out on the deck, there's just a gallon of Bahir Bile.
Hey, what are you?
You clean. This is you do.
I don't throw up all over the Pride's Call.
Just
No, you only get to burn down and attack by giants.
And I fix it every time.
Exactly. Fix
So-
this.
You were being an ass today.
You've replaced me twice.
And they were both less rude each time.
I mean, we did hire
Maybe something to think about.
security detail that
That was required because you stayed there.
I'm
It was
paying
required
for it.
because Guild's Row is burning to the ground.
I paid for it.
I would hope it didn't. How are my pocketbooks looking?
Excellent, because you keep being an emergency shelter / the only place that's still serving food and alcohol.
I take back mean comments. I clean. I do.
Did you tell him about the abyssal chicken fighting ring?
Yeah, that was fun. We were summoning minor spirits to have gambling rings.
Technically, we never did that. That was just done while we weren't there.
Yeah. All right, we had some go-getter employees that are now dead.
I only have 2 questions.
Only once.
One, was it legal?
No.
No.
All right. Second question, was it hidden well?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
You never saw it.
Well, one of the people that was running it is dead, and the other one is MIA. Currently.
No.
No, we know where he is.
You deleted one, and the other one is currently in Azoria's holding.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's in holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they question him, they'll know. Well, if he ever comes to, they'll know where it was.
And we had a lawyer involved
Why?
because he was the one summoning them.
Oh, this sounds like his issue then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Legally, you could pin it on him.
I was gone. You all were gone
Yes.
during this time?
Yes.
Good answer.
We've been gone a while. Can't go back.
We got exiled.
What?
Well, all of us but one.
Who takes care of my keep?
My mother.
Or my tavern?
My mother's still there.
I
Tending to
must have
everything.
words with your mother at some point in time.
Wait, so not to go back to 3 or 4 conversations back to it, did you want to see the organization scheme? I worked pretty hard on it.
You took meticulous notes.
Looking at the shield, looking at you. Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna like show him how basically like I optimized the storage space that wasn't like spoken for, and how there's like now a little automation line where it'll like basically notify you when like certain materials are like running low, and then like make a little printout for like, oh, you just need to go to the market and grab these things or that, so that way you always know what you need to buy.
That is nice. That is convenient. Looking around here, as you guys have gone down to the valley, you're looking at all the materials, all that kind of stuff. It all seems like a lot of my stuff. So, did you replace it on the way out, or do I have empty house to go back to?
House is definitely not empty.
Yeah, we've been having to very aggressively restock inventory. Just on everything.
I'm not mad. I'm just asking.
I don't remember what I said as Lizzie, but I know that I grabbed stuff on the way out. That was going to be useful, but I left like most of the stuff.
I remember the opposite.
Okay.
I remember you taking almost everything.
Yes.
Because you needed stuff to repair the ship on the fly.
Got it. Okay. Then in that case, yeah, need to be like resupplied, but we figured that by the time we make as much money as we already have, that it'll be pretty trivial.
At that point, we were going to leave nobody to supervise the workshop, other than Kex's mother making sure people don't get in there.
Yeah. We also had some concerns about not having another artificer on hand with some of the more volatile materials and how long they would be in storage.
This is fair. This is fair. And I see, as he turns around looking at the giant rubies sitting in the hold,
What do you think of my rock?
he's a nice rock.
Yeah.
Also, I think could probably go towards, paying material cost, just to throw it out there. We can talk more on this when we get back home.
Yeah.
Let's touch on the fact that you said you were exiled.
3 of us are.
3 of you are exiled.
So we were...
Bad bird.
It's not. Why?
Okay, we're gonna moving on.
That was a what, Andrew? that was a genuine like.
It was obviously Styx. He's the rudest of you all.
No,
I might be rude because I don't get to go back home. Sorry, Von Veer.
That
By the
is-
way, nobody's checked on your tavern in a while.
That is fair.
We helped with. So there was an arrest warrant for Elda Conan.
Let's
We helped out.
Can we have
let's
with?
hold our tongues and not spill too much while we're
We're on the ship and down below deck.
Yeah,
still.
we pissed off the Indoman Empire, so they exiled us, so they wouldn't be forced to extradite us.
We helped the city enough to where they didn't want to give us up, but legally
They would have had.
they would have had to.
I understood. Yes.
To be fair, Judge Asperia kind of liked us, and then Niv Mizzet said that he owes us one. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
When-
we had to. A lot. We had to rescue Niv Mizzet because he's. How? Can I explain to Von Veer?
I was there in the room when you were talking about Soul Flame.
Yes.
Okay, good.
But like,
All right, I don't have to worry about that. Sorry.
I understand. It's what happens when you are dealing with quite a lot, which it sounds like you have. That's why I try to poke and make fun and alleviate a little bit. I'm sorry, Sticks, fine being to me.
It's fine. We just have a lot to do before we can go back.
Understood.
Fences demand people to kill.
You can sometimes mend fences with corpses.
Oh, that's the plan. Part of it, at least.
That's what I like. All right. Well, what are we doing now?
At the Breeze Cliff, I think. After we get info from Big Man and Big Mom.
Breeze Cliff. Probably the other pillars. We have Alyssa's mom and Kix's vampire daddy to worry about as well.
I just gotta throw it out there. The pillars seem fairly time sensitive.
Yes.
So just saying by the time we get there might not be much going on.
Yep. That's the risk we take.
I'm thinking we might use the amulet again. It might be faster.
Do you have specifics though?
Nope. That's what we're waiting for.
Saying Earth Pillar and going there may not be close enough.
The Jotun said that he would ask his wife and other sources to try and get us locations. If we cannot get to the earth or the wind, we can get directly to the water.
They've been very close to calling the Ordning.
So I had a theory that I wanted to run by somebody else who's an artificer.
Yes.
So the pillars are kind of like at the positions of the ley lines. And they're like, whenever we've gone there, we've always seen like magical phenomena happening around them. And like there was a storm when we were in the Shadowfell. And it got me thinking about if you could build a ley line compass.
Oh, they already have those.
Well, then it stands to reason that we should be able to find a method of locating like the most positions where they intersect to find the.
Correct. They already have those for the material plane. I do not know how those magics work on other planes, as the ley lines may be different. We understand how they work up here, but we do not understand how the intrinsic magics may work there. We are borrowing here, so it is much more set.
I guess without more knowledge, it's the best thing that I could come up with to try to give us a bearing for Sayil to sail.
That may be something, yes. I don't think it's a bad idea to try. Just know that the distance you are away, the weaker the signal will get. Meaning that you may confuse places like the No Man's Land. That is giant knots upon knots upon knots of ley lines. That is why it is so volatile. If they have any other locations like that on the planes you are going to, you may run into them. Or one particularly large knot. There's the frozen forest to the east of us. That will show up as one very large knot, as there is some ley line activity there, as well as the court seat. I would assume places of great power are normally resting on ley line crossovers.
Yeah.
So it will not be 100% effective for you, but it will definitely get you much closer than just sailing.
I'll take it.
Do you think that if we inspect the types of magic flowing in the ley line, that it might be possible to maybe determine like this one's earth or this one's fire?
I do know that we have access to detect magic,
Yeah.
correct? And that will definitely tell you if magic is happening. Like, right? And even sometimes the scale. But in this case, when we are looking at things like fire, earth, air, the prime elements, those, as far as I can tell, at least, do not show up as things on detect magic. As far as the schools of magic, you may find that the fire pillar is very attuned to evocation.
Yeah. I guess here's how I've been thinking about it, and I'm gonna pull out my little color wheel analogy where it's like RGB, and then like this different schools of magic might align with those. So that was like, oh, this one's like fire because of like how it aligns.
I don't think this is a bad way to look at it, but I think it's the beginning. There might be a little bit more nuance in there than you think, because as Styx may even be able to attest, you don't pull on any of the elemental pillars for healing, now do you? No, you pull on
I didn't
a
even think about that.
grade of all of them. There is, as the prime materials mix with each other, they become more. That is why the material plane was so sought after during the convergence. It was an anomaly. We had border planes between, say, the earth plane and fire plane. You have a border plane that is of lava. But they are still just of each other. They do not produce anything that is more. And in that sense, the material plane is special.
Well, between that and flipping a coin every day, I think we might have a good bearing.
I suppose you could just go north. And if it comes up heads, I guess, go. I don't know. Why wouldn't?
Magic coin. He can ask God a question. Yes or no.
Are we going the right way? And it'll say yes or no.
Delightful. Well,
Is this person on this plane?
so, we are going to go to Breeze Cliff. We are going to then determine which pillar we need to go to. If we cannot pick one or find a place, we will go sailing on the Astral Sea, the Shadowfell.
I think the Astral Sea would probably be better.
And my next question is, do not misunderstand. You are a strong magic wielder. I get it.
And I can be a monkey.
We've talked about it. It's great. How are you getting this through?
We animate. We consider the ship to be two halves. We animate both half, so they are technically a creature, and then they are subject to teleportation spells.
And then I send them through.
We. Who's we?
He has an amulet that allows for.
Who's animating the second half?
Oh. Fizzlefang.
My intrepid first mate.
Salutes with the tip of his tail.
He can animate half the ship, Sael animates the other half of the ship, and then I make the ship go, hopefully, where we need it to go.
Right. And my next question, I suppose, is he's going to grab Fizzlefang by the face with his metal hand. What happens if he dies?
You bring him back.
You're dealing with he let go.
That was a little alarming.
Yeah, this is my point.
He does have a very good point.
What happens if I die?
Correct. I mean, not to put too much of a point on it, but I believe he will die before you do. Hey! It's just true. You're a little scaly, and you're shivering while standing here under the deck. You're frail.
He was able to animate the ship before me.
That is great. But can he turn into monkey?
Saffron can make him a monkey, if necessary.
I guess my point is, if you are going to be sailing across these plains, what is your way back if something are to happen to any of you? What if your amulet gets dispelled? What if you die? What if him?
We would like a more permanent solution, but this is how we made it work, to not be stranded in Shadowfell forever.
That is great. But while you are here on the material plane, I'm outside looking in. I do not know, but
There isn't a contingency plan if that's what you're asking. This is what we have.
You say that as though you have an idea?
I think he's trying to get us to
Think about it.
introspect a little bit, especially relying on a very frail kobold.
He doesn't want us to
is no offense, honestly, but
doesn't
yes.
want us to keep gambling the dice, and then one time they just don't work.
You all
It
are.
also isn't a guaranteed shot. You have to focus on it, and if you fail, we don't know what happens.
Well, I have a decent idea of what will happen.
Melissa, I think you will understand. The more moving parts in a piece, the more chances there are of failure.
Then what do you have as a suggestion so that you might have?
It will not be quick, but I feel as though getting in contact with people on the material side may behoove you to tackle these from this side instead of that.
It's gonna take months to get from one to the other without some sort of a similar solution.
So we have access to teleportation circles and things nearby of where these places are at. It will take more time than what I feel like we have.
What favors do you have to call in?
We have a good relations with the gnome capital,
They famously do not do teleportation.
which they don't do teleportation magic. So,
Niv-Mizzet, who's outside of time.
And who is also barred from gating us anywhere.
Yeah, he's not allowed to gate.
and the other favors we could have cashed in, those people are
Judge Asperia is currently dealing with some kind of an Indwin kerfuffle in Guild's Row.
what was the hell's his brother's name?
Oh, the
Brian.
former head of the college
He's
is dead, replaced by the Demir handler of Kex's. That hates us.
We don't have many.
What was that fish lady's name?
Coloss of all
Yeah.
hates me.
Oh, I thought you had a thing.
It ended poorly because I didn't like her.
It ended,
What the?
or did you just leave it open ended like you did the last several times?
She is not someone to go to help for help.
Never
I,
said she
I fully
was.
agree. Do not.
Okay.
Fish lady bad.
Anybody in Guild's Row at the moment is probably ruled out.
When we're
Boros.
brainstorming, let's just focus on like the ideas, not necessarily if they're good ones.
Tiana's back. Boros.
Oh yeah, we did help that
was
angel
good.
lady.
They are severely hamstrung and
What about Hilda?
Packer,
You might want to go to the Earth Pillar, right?
no clue where she is or what she's doing.
how would we get her here?
Probably with Tiana.
Oh,
She has gate.
She doesn't. Getting Hilda
Okay.
to tag along,
That
though.
is good.
We have a few, but
What of Veldan? You guys went to That's last I left
we
you. You
could-
went to Veldan. How did
we
that go? Well, yes.
we could talk to We could talk to the Queen there, though she might not be very happy with us since her cousins.
We didn't kill her cousin. Elda Conan killed her cousin.
Word travels fast.
And there's a war going on, so it's possible.
The king's brother of the Indwin Empire killed the queen's cousin of Veldan.
Well, even if we do get access to teleportation, unless we can like know where on a map we're going, I think really the only thing that we could guarantee is the water one, right?
They may know more answers as well.
Yes. I fear that I cannot bring everybody.
What about in the north? Is there like areas nearby that are like gateways to other places?
Don't know.
Jotun didn't even know.
Yoda is talking with his wife, and more information will be given if we have it tomorrow.
I just wasn't sure if there was like a guild of teleportation mages, or if there's things like that.
Not so much, but Ventra is known as a very spiritual place. We go there is I've heard of border crossings, much like Sail has experienced.
What about on other planes? Do we have favors on other areas? Like, I might be able to do something if we were in the Feywild. I don't know what my dad's been up to, but it's pretty important.
I feel like there are people that may be able to help us in the Fey, but not without something in return, and I don't think we really have anything to give.
Yeah, I guess.
If we have to go back to the Shadowfell, I could probably pull favors from Thought and followers of Erebus.
That's cool.
I wonder if I know that like the time dilation thing has kind of been scary in some capacities, but maybe we could use it to travel and pop out on the other side in less time.
We'd have to have a way to control that.
We don't control it.
If there was a guarantee, then absolutely. But
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
I think
Gamble.
Von Veer's trying to get us to realize that we shouldn't be gambling.
Galvanvir's trying to get us to realize that we need to build more relationships and get help.
I thought we were just brainstorming.
No, I had ulterior motive.
Oh,
Yes. I love you all very much. Even you, I just met you, but you're kin of kin, I love you.
thank you.
And I want to see you do well. And to hear that Lolax died in the way that he did is heartbreaking. And that is why I want you to be safe. It's dangerous times. And even if you are tools of your god or tools of whatever machination may be pulling you to and fro, I hope you come out of it in one piece. So, do not throw yourselves back into the forge if you are already fooled. Understand? I do not want you to warp and break.
I used a coal forge.
I do. I would, if it were me, and above table, this is Von Veer. This is not your DM speaking.
Okay.
For the record.
Yep.
If it were me, I would seek out what friends I could. Maybe even if you're not sure that they are friends or not. You say that Queen and Veldan may not be happy with you. Or they may feel strongly about what happened to their cousin and want revenge. And maybe the two of you could align on that. I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Hilda adopt Althea? Or was it the other way around? I do not know. There are strong ties between the dwarves and elves.
Yep.
And if one of them likes you, that probably speaks highly of you.
I think the elves are potential allies.
I think this is V telling us that we should maybe stop trying to do all of this ourselves and spend some time to try and get people to help.
Part of what I'm doing by going home.
It's what I've been doing while here at Cragkeep. They are primed.
Please hold. I'm gonna tell Hush what we need and see if he has any idea of what's going on with any pillars over in the Draco Regnum last we heard.
Yep.
So I'll send a message.
Talk to yourself, Jeremy.
Let him know that we have a lot to catch up on, but wondering if Twang, him, and what's her name?
S-Lane.
Eslane, have any idea
That's my might.
regarding pillar locations or who to contact for information.
Eslane might just be able to give us a place to go or a person to ask. You know, she's kind of...
Right. So, you said Hush or Twang?
Hush.
Hush.
Just more familiar.
If you could, actually no, he'd just sit down and talk with people, right? He'd probably do what you guys do and just parse out the information to his own little party that he's with now.
Yeah, I mean, probably mostly to just depending on how things have gone and if he's gathered any more allies or like, because yeah, so probably with them specifically, but if there's more people around that he trusts that have been around for a long time.
Sure.
Long time.
You guys have basically he's been hanging out in the Draco Regnum, but the worm wall has fallen at this point in time. So I'm assuming he's been kind of in the Wild West area where a lot of the chromatic dragons used to hang out and kind of their effects have been felt. That's what Twang would want to be doing at the very least.
Isn't that where, I'd have to double check my backstory, but I'm pretty sure that's really close to where they grew up.
You grew up in the Draco Regnum. There was two. It was like West and East Rome.
It's North and South Korea.
Yeah, that's actually a better way to put it. North and South Korea.
I'm just gonna look,
but
because I had a specific location.
sure. All right. Well, while you're
Yeah.
looking for that, I'm not really beating around the bush. I think you guys need more friends. I've done what I can here at Cragkeep. They were harrowed and, frankly, frothing at the mouth for fights. They got lots of fights. They just need to be directed.
We take a few of them with us to Breeze Cliff.
I was gonna ask, there any airship or just ship's crew that you've met or known around here? Traders or isolated people who've been wanting to leave?
There are plenty of people that want to leave here currently.
People that would be a good idea to take. Not.
To be frank, those that have come up here are normally from the south looking to trade with us up in the north. We have paid them for it, but we have taken their goods and then held them here so they could not leave. I'm not sure they want to go north or south. You may speak with them better than I can. They are disgruntled to say the least.
You said, or Jotun said, a couple of days ago when the Blue Flame happened, a lot of the Black Paws perished, right?
Yes.
That would mean they're vulnerable right now.
Yes.
What if we took the opportunity to liberate this entire side of the country from them?
Do you feel as though you have that time?
I'm no.
It would build friendships. It would give us a place that is safe to come back.
Yes. Trust me, I want you to do this. If it were my choice, it is what would be done. But you all have different things you're dealing with currently. I would say that gaining the favor of the North is never bad. And if you can strike forward and put an end to this, then people within their own little towns can choose whether they keep the end to it or not. Right now, they keep them as a necessity, not because it's something they like. The folk of the North are strong, but they are not trained military. If you were to liberate them from what they needed, they could choose what they would like to do. Do you guys know people who can train?
Yeah. Couple. Daniel.
Daniel's a bit preoccupied, I would suspect.
But he's somebody. We have people that we can get here. We could have the gnomes set up a trading depot here.
They had one. They've had to close it since, but they could reopen. Tiana, you said that you had contact with her. Can she... I understand the Boros are scrambled currently, but if you need to put eggs in one basket, it might be time to choose.
She and the Heralds might not mind a new place to bunker down at.
I think I wouldn't say no to them being here, but I think they are likely putting out as many fires as they can in a city that has been burning for weeks.
We still don't even know how well that's doing, or if the Enduin have even just occupied it.
Another thing to get information.
I think. But you're right, we do need more friends.
If it were me, take time, rest, mourn. You need it. You can do that here or in Breezecliff, but take a moment, recompile yourselves.
I think we do have some projects that need some time if you would like to take a look.
At the very least, we can spend some brief time in Breezecliff to just shore it up.
Between the two of you, I don't want to volunteer Ziggy, but it seems like he has some tool expertise.
Bonvir pats Ziggy on the head as he's still strapped to his leg.
Probably starting to fall asleep listening to all this.
How much time do you think that would take?
Artificers don't generally join on group projects. If your variation is off even a little bit, the room carvings can become an issue. So if it's something you want to take turns on, I may be more helpful in a supporting role. I can tend your fire, I can learn your spell if needed, I can hammer things for you.
Has Von Veer leveled up?
Yes.
Okay, so you would have access to 3rd level spells?
He is a...
What level did you get them at, Lisa? 3rd level spells, did you just get
Just
those?
got them at level 9.
Ninth.
So you are multi. So.
He is not multi. He is a level 12 artificer.
Okay.
Oh,
He's on par.
is that with us? Okay.
So does he have 4th levels then?
You guys sent him north to fight the entire time.
Yeah.
He's been leveling up alongside you.
So you got 4th now?
Believe so. 1/4.
Oh, yeah.
4th. That's
No.
That's 5th.
5th.
I can assist. I'm more than happy to. This will take time. This is intricate. And if it is something I do not understand the material quite well. If it is something you fail on, then it could become catastrophic.
We have the
So is that a no time reduction at all?
Above table, he would definitely assist in
Okay.
time reduction.
So we have the Jotun potentially giving us some plan changing information tomorrow. We will have the time that it's going to take from getting here to Breezecliff, which how long do you think that would be sailing with this vessel?
On sea or by air?
Air.
Air?
Sayo's gotten pretty good at the piloting.
We could also sail by sea,
Could sail by sea.
but
Air, faster. It's always going to be faster in the air, but I don't understand piloting like that. Turbulent, to say the least. I would say probably you're looking at 3 days by air, which is much better than normal, like between 2 weeks and a month by foot.
We're here. We came to find you, and we came to bring Sail home, at least briefly. So we have the information we're going to get tomorrow and a few days worth of planning. If we can all think of what would be best to do and hash it out. But I do agree, I think we need more friends. Because the more that we do, the worse this is going to get. We can't do all of it alone. We've seen what happens.
I know a guy who knows a lot of people.
Might be time to talk to him.
Also, I could talk to Marvel.
With that, you will look over to Adelissa and be like, show me what you've done with my forge.
The Cold Forge?
He's just being cheeky.
Okay.
And as you guys begin to go figure out what you'd like to do with the remaining time, maybe even go take your rests, there's as the earth begins to roll under you, you feel as a massive earthquake is hitting this area.
Pick the ship up.
Ship up, take to the sky. What you can see, now that you take to the air a little bit, you can literally see the roll coming through.
It's normal V?
Nope. We need to figure something out. As everything begins to shake and quake, you can hear the stones rubbing against stones that make up Cragkeep, and these kind of icy bands start to activate and almost like they are cinching down the keep from falling apart on itself. And that's where we'll leave off for today.
Reverberations happening from maybe a specific place.
Or it could be pride.
With that, next week, no Queen's Rooks, but instead we will have Colby with his famous Christmas holiday one-shots. What are we playing? What are we doing?
It's going to be a night at the bakery.
Night at the bakery.
It'll essentially be everybody playing as toys, or pastries of some kind, and it will be a night at the museum-esque. Everything comes to life at night, but recently some of the cookies and the milk are going missing.
Spoiled, you might say.
Yeah.